Mana.
Oh, let's get
Legend
it.
of Mana.
Yeah, we got Legend of Mana, the remake coming out this week. It's going to be great. We have a bunch of announcements to get through. All right, people, welcome to the latest episode of the ADLR Podcast. We got Full House today. We got Kelsey eating a sandwich. I forgot to call him weird again, so I guess you're Kelsey for this episode. We got Nick here on the right, on my right, I guess, if you're watching on here. Say hello, Nick.
Hello.
Brian down there stroking his beard. We got Randall making sure all the social media is still online.
So
Stroking his beard.
Yes, sir. You haven't done that?
Stroking McStrokerson. I don't like the word stroke.
Why not?
Gives bad vibes.
Oh, I see.
you'll come on your mouth right now.
Stroke.
What would
Ew,
you?
gross.
What would you use to replace it? What's your?
I don't know. Stroke is
Okay.
a great word, though. It's a great word for what he's doing.
What about yank? Instead of someone like beating off, I just say he's yanking it.
He's yanking it.
That sounds aggressive. That sounds like you're doing damage.
It's with words that like with a Y, you can put as much emphasis on it, and it just makes it feel like more impactful. So I'm just yanking it, dude.
It's the yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yank. It's a good one.
Oof. That's how we want to start this podcast, with a yank in it. Let's get it.
Absolutely.
If you guys don't love this podcast, leave. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we're at.
Shit.
That's right.
Anywho, all right. Well, how's it? It's been a great week. We got some announcements. We got to get hype for the past 2 weeks, I guess, because we had the regular E3 and then Nintendo's announcements.
Ryan, that is a big water bottle. Oh my god.
Let's get it, dude. That's how you stay hydrated.
Yes.
That was as a bazooka from the bottom.
108 fluid ounces for my hydro homies.
Let's
Wow.
go. That's good. How much was that?
I got one of these.
Yeah, I have one of those usually for when I'm just like hanging out at the house. But going to the gym, like, especially with it being as hot as it is, and you're, I'm moving my fat ass. I'm throwing around other big bodies. Like it's a lot. I usually go on Tuesdays. I usually go through this and then have to get a Gatorade out of the fridge because it's just three and four classes. It's just ridiculous, especially if I'm lifting.
Yeah, that's true. We had Johan in the chat saying he's puteando out here, so let's go. You know what I'm saying? We're out here. Size doesn't matter. I need to find something like that. That way I don't have to go and refill every 10 minutes.
Keeps it cold. I don't know if you like cold water. Like I'm a thirsty bitch for some cold water.
Yes. It's got to be cold.
Like if it's like right before it's about ready to freeze, like that's the best.
Oh no!
And like 2 days later, there's still ice in this shit. It's great. But this is also at Walmart. It was like $10 at Walmart. So
I'll have to check
The
that
one
out.
the one I got's not as big. I think it's like 77. What's the measurement you said?
107 fluid ounces.
108
Ounces. I think it's
3 liters. I think is what it is.
70 or 80.
Ryan, that thing is
liters.
about as big as you.
Yeah, honestly.
I usually use it as like I curl it. Like I fill it up and just start curling it for the first part of it.
I was gonna ask you
Yeah.
if it's got some heft to it, so like you can actually do some curls or something.
Oh yeah, I mean this thing is almost empty, but it's probably like 3-4 pounds just by itself.
Okay.
Did it come with an ACOG attachment?
No, I think you can buy that separately though. I think that just sits like right here in between these two things, or
Nice.
you attach it on top.
That's pretty
I
good.
think there's one of those what's it called where you the bump stocks. I think you can get one of those too.
Oh, okay. My chat's also agreeing with you that warm water is disgusting. I'm gonna go out here on record and saying that I'm the heathen that's okay with either or. I can drink warm water. I can drink cold water. I am perfectly okay with
I don't do warm, but room temperature is okay. This is room temperature. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like room temperature because I'm always cold. So if I drank what he drank, you just see me die.
I prefer cold, but room temperature is okay.
Even hot. Like if let's say we're in the park somewhere and leave my bottle outside and that shit gets like heated, I'll still drink that, no problem. And I'll be
No,
like,
that shit's yuck.
Ugh.
That shit's yuck.
that's fair. I get that.
Gross.
Yeah, I get that. It's not a everybody thing, but it's, for me, water. You know.
No, to me, if it's like if I leave water out, it tastes weird, and I have to just throw it out. Like I can't do it.
I drink it. I can't. I drink all of it, then go refill it.
No,
I've seen that
Can't
though.
do it.
Some people are like, "No, this tastes gross," and just throw it out. And I'm like, "Okay,
Yep.
that's fair."
Like my house would, if I didn't like clean the same, whatever the hell those Nalgene's, every time, my house would look like signs. It'd just be water glasses everywhere that are half drunk. That I'm just like, I'm not touching that shit anymore.
Oh shit. At least my chat's supportive. He said there's an exception to every rule, so it's all good. Let's go. I'll be the exception to that.
Apparently apparently cold water is more of an American thing, whereas warm water or just like room temperature water is more of a European thing.
Oh, really?
I'm destined to be with a British or Scottish person.
You need to go call Killian up,
I need
Brian.
to go. So I need to go to either Canada or just out of US.
Just go to
That's my
London.
destiny.
Get to London.
No, I don't think
London is awesome.
I've heard the only reason no London is because I heard that it being always cloudy or like rainy increases like depression chances for people who move into London from like the US or somewhere
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Seattle, Washington's like the suicide capital of the world because
always
it's literally it's literally just dark and gray there. 372 days out of the year.
I don't go outside, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah, that sounds like I gotta go
Went
to
off.
Seattle, dude.
I want to be Nick when I grew up. That's the answer was talked through.
Oh shit. All right. All right, boys. Let's get this behemoth of a document going, my guys. Where should we start, my guys? I guess then the announcements, right? We'll go ahead and let's get E3 out of the way. Nintendo had theirs afterwards, so we'll go ahead and knock that out of the park, if you
I gotta
will.
look up the Mario Party game because
Superstars.
I didn't get the chance to see the E3. I didn't see like any of the E3s except for
Xboxes?
Squares.
Oh, and Squares. Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, no, I don't even think I saw Squares. I think I only saw From Software's, whatever that one was.
I have a gripe with the Mario Party you're talking about, but when we get to it, I can mention it.
Okay.
That's fair. Alrighty. So, Nintendo had theirs after our podcast last week, and they came up and announced a bunch of remakes for some beloved games. There's finally an addition to a fucking series we've been waiting for like 20 years. New character in Smash. What do you want to tackle here for? I guess Smash Brothers out of the way, 'cause that's how they opened.
Towards Smash. Yeah.
Alright, so you want to take this, Brian?
I only have one question for someone in this podcast.
I already asked him that question too. Go ahead.
So the character announced for Smash wasn't Crash, unfortunately. I got bars. You heard that?
Yeah, those are sick.
It certainly wasn't. Certainly wasn't Waluigi.
No,
They'll never
unfortunate.
respect me. Nintendo?
They're going down the Capcom route for Brian.
It was Kazuya Mishima from the Tekken series.
Yeah.
Oh, I did
And
catch that. Yeah.
Someone here in this podcast
Mains this character.
not only mains Tekken,
Yeah.
but mains Kazuya.
Yep.
Right? So my question to you, Randall, is: does this make you want to try to play Smash again, or are you one and done?
Because you tried it before and you were playing as Cloud because you liked Cloud.
I tried just to see how authentic it is.
Okay, that's fair. Because I mean, to their defense, they put in a lot of work for Ryu, like actually putting in input commands. So if you want to do a Hadouken, it'll be the same motion and stuff. So I wonder if they're going to transfer that type of knowledge over to Kazuya.
His stream was announced. Like they always do a in-depth look at the character stream, and his is the 28th of this month. If you want to look into that, Randall.
And they'll probably tell you if he works the way you want him to work. But from that little hype trailer, he looks super fun. So like the whole
he looks
cat,
fun?
yeah.
I'm not buying him, but he looks fun.
I'm like, if I play him, I need to try him, and if he's fun, I'm gonna have to get this kid. Because Ryu was actually when we were playing on your Switch, man, you had Ryu. Playing as Ryu was fun. Because the transfer felt great. So if they can do the same thing for Kazuya, that'd be great. And
what I like about Ryu in 1v1s in this game is with him, Terry from KOF, and Ken, since they're 2D fighters, and if you were to get jumped over, they turn for you.
Mm-hmm.
In these, they auto turn your character as well in Smash if it's a 1v1.
It's fantastic. I like that.
Yeah. I'm
Alright,
sad
so-
it's not Crash,
Same.
That leaves with one more character in the past. I don't know who it's gonna be, but as long as it's Crash Bandicoot for Sony, like legend's sake, Doom guy, because I just want a big body with a gun, or
Yep.
Master Chief for Microsoft's sake. If it's not any of those three, I'm gonna say this whole pass is kind of a disappointment.
So those are your pillars then. There has got to be basically a poster boy for these fucking.
Yeah, it needs to be a Sony poster boy or a Microsoft poster boy, or just Doom guy, because that's the
Doom
FPS
guy.
poster boy.
Yeah, FPS. It used to be Quake and Unreal Championship or Tournament, but Doom is now the kind of the FPS. Classic FPS, sorry.
Sakurai said that this is the last pass. Like, he confirmed last week, and then I'm done.
I wonder what they have planned. I wonder if they're going to make a
That's
new...
why I feel like it has to be a big bang. Because if they make another game, like he said, slim chance that we're doing Everyone's Here again, because so many licensing issues that they're probably going to have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So I need, for gaming's sake, they need to
Another poster boy?
give them the flowers, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's hope so. So that's your wish. I don't even know. I guess Crash would have been my wish too, but they added another fighting game person, so...
After they added Kazuya, part of me said that the fourth person has to be from Guilty Gear. Or the last character has to be Guilty Gear.
That would have been more in line, because Guilty Gear just recently came out, so that would have been perfect for them to add the character and have the Strive release like a week before, or the same week, I think.
There's not enough slots to showcase all like the big pillars of fighting games. They have Street Fighter, they have King of Fighters, and they have Tekken now. We still need Guilty Gear, Mortal Kombat, and that's like the mainstay names.
But I don't think they'll do Mortal Kombat justice, because Mortal Kombat thing is gore, and they're not going to do gore in Smash Bros. So if they do put him over, it'll be like a kid's version of the character. So I don't think it'd be doing that. Wouldn't translate well.
No.
That's unfortunate. All right, well, we keep it moving then. They announced the new Shin Megami Tensei, a new JRPG. I did not expect them to make another one. I thought they stopped making that series a while ago.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I kept seeing it pop up, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Are they really coming out with another one? Because I have 1 and 2 for the PS2, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, actually, I think I have 1, 2, and 3. And then I didn't know that 4 was out. And then I saw 5, and I was like, really?
Yeah, chat's saying that they've already announced it before. I guess they were just showing off gameplay or something. I didn't know they even announced it. But I mean, it looks like a solid JRPG, so... And I think it's a renowned series.
Persona.
Oh, then...
That series and the Persona people are the same company.
Got it. So I'm sure it's in good hands.
The difference with the games is essentially they're the kind of... I think they're... What I was told, they're darker. You're not a high school student, and the way your main character works in Persona games, you can, like Pokemon, you summon a different stand, essentially, or Persona. And this one, in Shin Megami games, your character turns into those monsters, apparently.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was told. I didn't play Shin Megami Tensei, and I've only played one Persona, so I don't know.
And the first one, you turned into the monsters.
So that checks
You
out.
Yeah, you actually I'm trying to. It's been a long time, but in the first one, it's like a post-apocalyptic something, and there's like only a few people left, or at least it's the way they play it. And then as you get attacked, and then something awakens inside you, and you turn into these monsters, and then that's how you actually do the fights. You when you go into battle, you turn into the monster. I think you just automatically turned into the monsters, and each one had their own elemental style, or if they were just a like a Hulk type, where they would just smash everything.
I'm listening.
That's all I remember.
Oh, okay.
Two series share monsters too, because in the trailer I saw things that I've already obtained in Persona, which I thought was cool. I'm looking forward to it because I didn't play these, and when I played Persona 5 as my first one, I'm like, I think I'm hooked.
And one of the things that I really enjoyed about the first one is I wasn't really a huge fan of the story. I just thought the game was really cool. And then as you leveled the character up, you had this big skill tree, and you could choose, kind of how you wanted the character to play out. And if they were the ice lady, you could make her very magic heavy and doing major damage with ice attacks, or you can have the brute that's just literally pounding people's faces in with fire, and it just gave you like you actually could make a decision on how you wanted the characters to play out.
That sounds pretty good. Are these like the same type of JRPG that take like 60 hours to run through?
Yeah,
40 hours.
I mean, if you're rushing stuff,
Mhm.
I think on average, I think it usually takes 25 to 30 hours if you're just
Gotcha.
kind of at a decent, not like a decent pace, but at like a normal pace.
Mhm.
Checking corners, trying to do side quests, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I'm sure
That's
it's
cool.
going to be the same for this as well.
That was a good show off of that. They announced Mario Party Superstars, which I thought was DLC for the new Mario Party, but it's a standalone game. They remade some of the old classic maps, added a
Yes.
bunch of fucking mini games. They said on the trailer. So I mean, good for them.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I'm so excited. So they're bringing back Facelift, which was one of my absolute favorite games.
You were so good at facelift back in the day.
Facelift.
Oh,
So the only
Where
two
you
that they
pinch the face and move it.
Yeah. So the only two that they showed from the original were Facelift and Mushroom Mix-Up. Mushroom Mix-Up is where you have multiple different colored mushrooms, and the toadstool like holds up a colored flag, and you have to get on it before all the
Yep.
platforms go down. I'm really, really hoping, because the first one was my absolute favorite. Like I played 2 and I think 3, and just didn't care for the way that they were like going. But Buried Treasure, Treasure Divers, Crazy Cutters, Balloon Burst. Balloon Burst was probably one of my favorite.
That's a mashing one, right? Or no?
Balloon Burst is where you do A B A B A B and you pump the balloon up
Yeah.
and then it explodes. The Tipsy Tourney where you have to like uncover the coin before everybody else. Castaways was actually my absolute favorite. There were just so many good ones. I'm really hoping, because it said on their thing that they have 100 mini games from the series catalog. So
So
I'm
they
assuming
might
they're
have-
just taking like
They cherry
all of
picked.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not sure whether they don't at this day and age just make a Mario Party proper and just start keep adding the mini games, especially now that everything's gonna be on the Switch. I'm assuming so. Just make like a Mario Party platform and just keep adding all the mini games.
Oh, they did have Handcar Havoc on there too that I saw, which is where you and a partner have to
Go up and down. Yeah.
and do the rail car and then hope that you don't fly off.
They better bring back those little fucking RC races. They were simple.
my God,
but
that
I
one
don't know
was
why,
awesome,
I loved
too.
it. Yeah.
Slot car derby.
That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know
wish
why
they
that was
brought
fun.
back. I don't remember which Mario Party. It was a GameCube one. They had a whole side mode where you play basketball.
Oh,
A
there
whole
was.
side.
Nice.
Was it 6?
I don't know.
Thought it was 6. But I don't know. That's great news. Another Mario Party with some nostalgia attached to it. Speaking of nostalgia, they announced a reboot for the Advance Wars 1 and 2, packaged into one. They redid assets. There's not split. It's not sprites anymore. It looks like it's flattened 3D renders, like in Guilty Gear-ish sort of style. They showed gameplay of it working. It looks great. It looks like it's a faithful remake. I don't know if they've added any like online play or anything like that. I don't remember the trailer saying that, but if so, that'd be great too. It looks solid. I don't know if you guys played Advance Wars before.
I don't think so. Doesn't sound familiar anyway.
Those are the
It-
two that I played. I never played the DS ones, but I thoroughly enjoyed those. If you like strategy games, it's so imagine Fire Emblem, but instead of iconic characters like in permadeath, you pay resources to spawn units.
Okay.
It looks fun.
That sounds cool.
I never played it myself, but I always liked the aesthetic and it looked cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
There was one that I played, or maybe that's what this was the Advanced Wars. You could like spawn tanks and things.
Yes, that is the one.
Yeah. Okay. I played Advanced Wars,
Cool.
or maybe it was some sort of Tank Wars, something like that, where like you had just like a 2D tabletop, and you had like squares, and you just pick what units you wanted to put, and then you would like move them forward and try and take over.
That's most likely Advance Wars then.
All right.
I was hoping for a new one altogether, but I'm
This is-
torn as to if
I'm
I'm gonna
sure.
get this.
I'm sure this is a gauge. Like they're gonna buy to see what's the gauge is, especially since it's 2 games in one. If everyone's like, "Oh, I'm buying this," and they're loving it, and they're gonna see critics review to see if it was like. I'm sure this is like a, hey, remake it, see temperature check. Oh, they do want more. Bam, they'll make another one. You know. But they don't just outright say it because it's Nintendo. They just let the numbers talk.
That's why I feel like I have to, because that's what fucking Capcom did with Darkstalkers, and not really too many people bought the port, so they said no new game.
And Johan just said the exact same thing. But Capcom didn't Capcom come out and say that prior to it releasing?
They said it during, so it came out, and then it's like, oh, not a lot of people bought this, so I guess there's not much love for, not much desire for it.
Well, wasn't it just a port? They didn't do anything different, right?
They had, I believe it was a port of two of the games, 2 and 3, and it had online.
Oh,
And I think it was the same as GGPO. I think the same thing they did with the Third Strike port.
got it. Well, then I guess they tried. I don't know. For Advanced Wars, it seems different because they redid assets, and that takes a while. And I don't know if it's on the same engine or not, but I'm sure it's not because it's remade assets, so they must have rebuilt some stuff. So there was, I think, more work done there. But you said they added online play, which is another animal of its own.
Yeah, it was. I don't. Depending on the release date, I didn't see when it comes out. If nothing else that slaps is in that month,
That's impossible.
And
That
price.
is-
I don't know if it's gonna be 60 for this reboot or not.
Brian, the rest of this year is stacked. Like the fall season this year is stacked with games to play. There's no such thing as, oh, maybe on this month. You mean next year then, when there's downtime?
Well, I don't know, like games that I specifically am interested.
I see.
I don't know. I know
I see.
October is taken, and then November I don't know. December I don't know.
Well, November and December, you have your backlog.
Yep. Those are hit him. Let me just hit him with that real quick.
You know what? That's facts because we don't count December releases for the top 10 of the year anymore.
Yeah.
So I think
December.
I think he's game of the year now.
Oh shit! Wait, I need to get a sound clip of and the game of the year goes to, and then just put you guys on it. Oh shit! Okay. They announced a new WarioWare game, this time with co-op mini games. All the previous characters that were in the other WarioWares looks like they're back, and you can play. I think you can select them for the co-op portions. It looks fun. It looks like more WarioWare. If you haven't played WarioWare before, it's a great party game because each mini game lasts like what 5 seconds, and you got to figure out what the mini
quicker.
And the further you get into the streak of completed mini games, it gets faster and faster, and the mini games get quicker, and you got to figure it out. It's just great, a great handing the controller over to the next person type of party game. It's super fun. This one looks like it's
Sounds
more
awesome.
of that. Yeah, and this new one that's coming out looks like it's more of that, but with co-op, which I want to see how that works when it's time to pass the controller and there's 2 people trying to give controllers to other people and how that works out.
My only complaint, there's a chance I'm gonna buy this. I'm not sure yet because if it's just local co-op, I'm gonna have to skip it. And I'm not gonna play. There's no one to play with here. Biggest gripe is just make a BR game for WarioWare.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty easy, not easy, but that's a really money-making idea on the table. I'm sure that if you haven't thought about it, here you go, free advice from Brian. You don't have to pay him anything.
We're one of the hottest gaming podcasts. I don't know how they've heard us. They heard me say this week by week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was there.
I say.
Shoot. They announced a new. I guess no, that's not announced. They just showed more gameplay of the new Mario Golf Super Rush, which is a new Mario Golf game. And I'm usually not one to play the Mario Golf game, but then they showed off this mode called Speed Golf or something. Yes. And I'm like, I'm in. There's no waiting for the next person. You literally you hit it and you run after your ball and you keep hitting it till you get. You just keep going, and I'm like, that's my mode. They knew how to get me in. There's no oh, it's Kelsey's turn since he's the furthest. Golf rules. He swings. Green. It's literally swing that shit and bolt to where it lands and then keep swinging. Yeah. It looks chaotic. That mode looks fun.
I loved the original. I played the original Mario Golf a ton.
Are you going to get, is this an insta buy or no?
No, I mean, I'm none of these are really insta buys. If I was gonna get one, it would probably be so that I could play with my neighbors' kids,
Oh,
like the
okay.
Mario Party games.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't really have a reason to buy any of these just to play for myself.
Okay.
You know,
That's fair. And last but not least, I say this for last because boy, I've been waiting. Fuck, I've been waiting. Sadly, there's no Metroid Prime announcement. They said we're still working on it, but we have a new Metroid side-scrolling proper game called Metroid
Oh.
Dread.
it looks so slick.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get my hands on it. They added like a dash counter, like parry attack that you can do to throw shit back and physically attack people and then shoot them if you want. I'm all about it, man. The trailer got me hyped. I hope it pans out to be fun, but
It looks like just a super upgraded version of the original Game Boy versions, you know. And I just like I loved playing those on my little Game Boy Color with the massive magnifying glass and everything, and then trying to like get the light when you're
Just
looking to
right.
die, like doing it between road lights.
oh, that's nostalgic shit right there. You're trying to get me to buy an old Game Boy? I will.
Right?
Anyway,
While I'm watching this trailer, I'm like, it looks good.
yeah.
But so did Paper Mario. So the entire
Oh.
time during E3, I'm like, I'm skeptical. I don't know if I'm just gonna frame one get it the next day I pre-ordered it.
Oh shit, you fell for it.
This guy pre-ordering games. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
think
they do
I'd-
like that.
What a heathen.
Yeah.
Well, if it's IPs that I trust, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And then Paper Mario came out, and I'm like, I should stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then Metroid came out, and I'm like, but they can't do Metroid wrong, can they?
They have.
Find out.
Yeah, they did.
They have.
Hold on, no. Main Metroid game, not made by Ninja Theory or Team
Oh.
Ninja. A main Metroid game.
I'm pretty sure Adam bought that one before he realized it was made by Team Ninja, and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's the one that I didn't buy. I was like, this isn't Metroid. It's just Lady Ryu Hayabusa kicking and shooting things.
Yeah. I saw gameplay trailers of it. I'm like, I don't think this is the same feel as Prime, so I'm not. Or even like regular ones. Anyway. And that's mostly the announcements I wrote down for the Nintendo side. I think there was others for their showings, but I don't remember. I think Nintendo's was the one that closed it out, or if not, there was some other ones. I think they had like E3 awards or something, but I didn't check that. All in all, it was an okay E3 week. There was some cool surprises, but nothing that like my pants didn't get blown off. Okay, I lied. For Horizon 5 was an announcement for me that I'm like, I wasn't expecting because it was motorsports, the simulation year. So I'm like, they're just gonna show off motorsport and whatever, and then they showed off Horizon, and I'm like, what? And that kind of blew my pants off. So I'm excited to play that. And then of course the Halo multiplayer. I can't wait to just play a bunch of that. That's gonna be fun. But for me, Xbox it was the one that showed the most shit that I wanted to see. So
Yep.
like,
Me too.
God bless them.
Halo and Sea of Thieves.
And the Sea of Thieves like expansion that thing comes out this week. So like,
Yeah. That looks so much fun.
they showed off a lot of.
Have
their
you guys
first-party
played Sea
stuff.
of Thieves?
I have played it.
I don't like pirates.
I played a bit of it, and I did have a lot of fun playing it.
It's
you-
a great game. I have a huge gripe with Sea of Thieves, where you can't do direct input. It forces their calculations on the mouse movements, which sucks. I don't play games that don't have direct input.
You mean like,
But-
oh, okay, like just raw mouse input?
Yes,
Got it.
it was so much fun though. I dealt with it.
Yeah, it was fun to just literally just explore. And that game does a good job of it, and it rewards you for it. It's just even the art style is rewarding. Sea of Thieves. All right. So we got through that pretty quickly there. Brian,
Did we?
yeah, you've had some time to go and put some lab work, right? So I would like for you to tell me, how is Guilty Gear Strive after who knows how long we've been waiting?
In response to the lab work thing, this is the only fighting game I've yet to even go into training mode with.
Oh, okay.
I've just been playing people. I have
no
31
Skull
hours. I have 31 hours already into the game. So yeah. Where do I start? So boom, this game was supposed to come out in April, right? April of this year.
Yeah.
Got delayed. After the cyberpunk shot heard around the world, I was like, you know what? Delay it, that's fine. Finish your game, however long it takes. I know that their games are usually good. I can wait. That's what same thing I thought with Cyberpunk. So it scared me a bit, but after seeing the game and I've played it already, I played the beta. I was like, nothing to worry about because I've already played the game. Right.
Right.
June 11th rolls around. First complaints already.
Oh shit.
Lobbies, netcode, immaculate. Lobbies work when they want. Sometimes like you go into these kiosks like arcade things and you're ready for a battle,
Yeah.
and then it'll just teleport you somewhere else and you're like, well, what the fuck just happened? And then you got to go find whoever you're trying to play if it was someone you're trying to play specifically. The little private lobbies sometimes work, and then they put a patch so that sometimes it's like 1% more likely to work. So
Damn.
the biggest and almost only complaint, why change your lobbies when everybody loved it before just to look different? Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why do this?
But if we can change it, we could be revolutionary.
They already did with the way they used to be.
But we can do it again. We're Apple. We want to make sure every iteration is revolutionary. Where you
I
look
think
at the
for them
previous
it's-
one and just you scoff at it, you know?
Yeah, and then you look at the price of the new one and go, "What the fuck happened?"
You're like, but isn't this the price of evolution? Don't you want your phone to take your life? I mean, control your. Don't you want cut?
You want to try this again?
No, that's them.
What do
That's
they
them.
call it? What do they call it?
4 times drop performance. When I fucking saw that, I'm like, who are you marketing this to? That made me so mad. I don't know why. Oh man.
So yeah, that's off bat. That's probably the only complaint. Like, fix this complaint.
Yeah.
Anything else could be nitpicking. This is the only one. I'm like, what's your problem? Right?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to just gameplay and then I'll talk about story after because I played the game before I did the story.
Okay.
Gameplay, same thing that I said with the beta. Game feels great. It is more simplified compared to other Guilty Gears. What it did well, and what I think they did with, because same people that made the Grand Blue game, where that one is like really simple, even in terms of depth. I feel like they used that as a beta, and then like, but let's throw some Guilty Gear seasoning on that. So it's easy to get into this game because it's high damage, and they kind of cut back complex combos. So like combos are a little more cookie cutter. There's less creativity in the combos themselves. But if someone slaps you 2 times with a certain character, you're at half health anyway.
Jeez.
So they made it more important fundamentals in fighting games. And then they threw on all the depth or the creativity side is from their Roman cancel system, which is if you have half a super bar, let's say you whiff a move, you press this, you cancel it out, and then you can keep playing. If you hit somebody with a move, like, but I'm too far, I don't know how to convert from this, you Roman cancel, you have room to get in there. They made it, I don't know if this was how it was before, but even in block stun, your Roman cancel, it basically goes, get off me.
Oh
And
shit.
then you're allowed to play a bit. All the creativity is around how they how they implemented that. It's not a new system. It's been in I think every Guilty Gear, but this one feels the most fleshed out and like it feels the best designed in a way.
Okay.
There's only 15 characters in the roster right now.
That's going to lead to my next question: is do you think there's a good variety of different types of like characters, like the grapplers, the zoners, like Wolverines?
There's
like,
enough. There's enough variance within the characters. So you have your Ryu, which is Kai, the blonde dude with the sword. Where he has good range on his sword normals. He has a fireball. He has a DP. He controls space really well. It's a good starter character. You got your Ken, where you just want to turn your brain off and press every button. That's Soul Bad Guy. You got your Dawson, which is Axel, the British guy with the big sickle long range things.
Okay.
You got your Cammy, which is Giovanna, the new character added. If she's designed to be a beginner character, so if you're like, oh, I never played Guilty Gear, who should I try? Good chance you're gonna want to play her, but she's literally made for Cammy players. they want to do the exact same thing, but in an anime fighting game.
Gotcha. Johan
You
Chad
got
says there's a witch with a guitar. That's all my brain needs. All right.
Eno, which
That's
is
fair.
if you play Darkstalkers, the old ones, because they're not making a new one ever.
Yeah.
And you like Morgan, I main her. Her dash is cool. They gave you literally a time traveling witch with a guitar. Who her moves are music related.
Does she yell out sticky fingers
No, she doesn't.
or
like
Sex
that. But if you want
Pistols?
someone,
Okay.
if you want someone where you have to squint to make sure they're not a JoJo character, Zato one is in there, and he has his own stand named Eddie.
Okay.
And the way in my opinion, is the best animated character in the game.
Okay.
Everything about him screams JoJo.
Let's
If you
go.
watch someone play him, everything about him.
Does he
His-
yell
his
out?
fucking stand. No, okay. Fuck. Someone told me what it was. His English voice is, I think, who voiced one of the JoJo characters in the show. His Japanese voice is Dio. I heard.
What?
Yeah,
I have it in
somebody
English.
somebody was saying that the other day, and I think it was Javi or Kroby. I thought it was in somebody's chat.
Yeah,
It might
I
have
think
been
someone
Brian's
said that
then.
in my chat. But yeah, so he's literally for the anime fans who just want to yell the world and then hear it slow down. Going back to that, I just remembered the Axel, the Dalsum guy.
Yeah.
He has a move where it literally does that.
Oh,
He
that's
goes,
just,
time stops and it does a.
does it do the bass? Well, how intense is the bass? Because JoJo literally wants to break
no.
your speakers when it does it.
You don't have to buy new speakers, but it is kind of loud,
Okay.
and it doesn't go as loud for as long. It's just.
Oh, okay.
And then what's cool is even the music in the game stops.
Oh, that's pretty neat. That's a nice little touch.
So it goes quieter and then it comes back. What's weird is when the song's playing and it cuts out and it comes back, it always feels like it's on beat. I don't know if it's lucky, but it feels like they syncopated that in some kind of way.
Oh, okay. I mean, that could probably be done programmatically, so that's not too far off.
If you're an E Honda main, you main Mare, which is literally she's a demon apparently. Off rip, people do not like fighting her. She's a mover. Instead of the headbutt, she rides a dolphin at you and she yells "Totugeki." So people will keep spamming that. So people have PTSD from hearing "Totugeki."
I already hate it.
It's like a little girl who's a space pirate. That's what she is, and she summons sea animals. Like she can summon a seal that kicks a beach ball at you.
That's too good. Okay.
Everyone in the game feels like cool designed. I hate the character I hate, and if you main them, are you really playing the game? Is Faust, which is literally imagine Game and Watch in an anime game. Imagine saying, "Yo, I'm nice at this game," and then you pick Faust.
Okay.
Is it like picking? Is it like picking GT Goku?
No, because he's huge as fuck.
Oh, that's true. He's tall.
His story or his bio, he's 9'3". So
Jesus.
Shit.
at least he's hittable.
So
But-
he's taller than what's her name from Resident Evil?
Lady Dimitrescu.
Demetriscu.
Yeah.
Yeah, taller than her. But yeah, imagine Game and Watch and they stretched him out, and that's what it is. And it's not fun.
Alcina.
Is that her first name?
I guess so. I haven't played Village yet, so I guess please no spoilers.
If there's anyone else to say the point, yeah, the characters are varied. They all look cool, and they're all outlandish design. Even characters that they haven't done in the story, which I'll explain their gimmicks. It's essentially imagine if Tarantino made anime characters while on drugs, and that's how they make these people.
Okay. I guess
Like one of the new characters, Nagoriyuki. Imagine if we have an immortal black vampire dude with dreads who has a cybernetic helmet and he uses his blood for abilities.
What the hell? Okay.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be pretty fucking dope, dude. You want to hit this?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess my final question is like, is there any, even if they're small, I guess besides the rank, there's ranked in this, right?
To an extent.
Yeah. Is there any progress besides that? Like, oh, do this to unlock cosmetics, or like challenges, like daily challenges, or something to keep you like
No.
for the people who don't want to be
no
competitive.
To all that.
Okay. You know how like
can level your character
Injustice
to,
had
like-
that weird Injustice 2 had that weird thing where it's like a mode where it gives you random scenarios and you play it and you can unlock stuff and like gear and shit.
This doesn't have too many offline features that'll keep you playing.
Gotcha.
It kind of feels like it's like, hey, if you're really new and you're scared to play people, but you gotta get out there, and then they shove you into a pool.
Yeah. Okay.
The only thing you could do like that is when you play people, you get money, and with that money you go fishing, and you fish for cosmetics for your avatar.
Oh, okay. That's something I guess.
Now it's not only avatar.
Is this like a
stuff.
new loot box system, or is this?
It's the way Dragon Balls work with the coins, and then you get color but you don't get colors for your characters that way. It's all tied to avatar stuff, the concept art and gallery like that, and soundtrack and music from like other games, other Guilty Gears.
Okay.
It's like collectible things.
I see.
The colors, there's a few colors that are part of the season pass. There's a color scheme that only the PlayStation people got, which is it's like black and blue, which was it was in the old Guilty Gear for everyone, but now it's like only they get it.
Because of the colors, that makes sense.
And then they wonder why their game gets data mined immediately on PC.
Yeah. But they don't wonder. They're like, yeah, they're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Compared to Injustice, not too many offline features that'll keep you just doing that. You're gonna probably have to play people. The ranked works in terms of floors, 1 through 10, and then above 10 is the celestial floor where like all the pros are. You keep fighting people in your floor, it lets you into the next one. And when you go up in floors, it locks the ones under you, so you can't just like gatekeep.
Muffins in the chat says, "Jesus Christ, Brian De La Rosa's beard would make Billy Mays proud."
There you go.
It's an untamed beast. I trimmed it a little bit today, just enough. But I don't care that it's thick. I did just enough so I don't look like I would maul someone if they walk next to me.
You still look like you will maul someone. Go ahead, Nick.
But like from like rabies.
Oh.
No, he means like actually attack them, not take them to the mall.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. It's I misheard that. I apologize.
That beard is down with the thickness. I'm gonna need you to, if I release an album with just that as my cover, I need that quote on the back of it.
The beard's down with the thickness. Okay.
Why don't you release that as one of your songs, Down with the Thickness?
Yeah.
Have it be about your beard. Or just beards in general.
Yeah. There you go. That's a $20 million idea right there.
I got you, dude. Royalties to me, please.
I feel like Weird Al heard you. Now he's gonna do a cover of Down with the Sickness like that.
Just 5% royalties.
Sue him. He's gonna steal it.
Speaking of $1 million ideas, I just came across this. They should make an app for people with anxiety or depression that will have extroverts make phone calls and appointments for them. Now I totally want to build this.
That's a great idea.
Holy shit! Yeah,
That's
sure
a great idea.
That's a really good idea.
Potential HIPAA violations, though.
That's also those are facts right there. No, that's it's not potential. It is. It'll have to be non-medical. It'll have to be
Major security violations.
Yeah, it is. That's
but
true.
Still a great idea if you want to call like the cable company or whatever.
Yeah,
great.
It'd be for anything but like medical or government.
Yeah,
things.
you could do like haircut appointments or taking your cats to the vet or something like that. You know.
Yep. Yo, DoorDash had something, dude. Now we're gonna expound. We're gonna dig deep now. Just call people to do shit for you. You know,
Brian, that's a 25% royalty idea right there.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't Fiverr that, or you just gives people money to do whatever?
Fiverr is like a nice site you can go to, like it's for contracting work. So like you set up your page. Hey, I can do this, and this, and then people pay you to do what you do. So if you don't look for like
there's another one that
or whatever, go ahead.
There's another one that like for $5 you can have people do kind of whatever you want and like your tweets or something. Or like bot farm your Twitch stream, that kind of stuff. Some dude was doing that. I thought it was Fiverr.com, but I'm guessing not. But he's like he tweeted out, "Can't wait for my flight to Dallas tomorrow," and then he had like 500 likes or something. But all of the accounts are from the Middle East.
Oh yeah, that's how you know it's either bot or they just have people in like some facility that's all they do is just like specific clients' tweets or whatever. All right. So Guilty Gear, Brian.
Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
What are you gonna ask?
I mean, besides no offline features, it's gonna keep you playing. I mean, you like from your perspective, you like fighting games, you like playing online. How long do you think it'll retain someone's attention, like myself, who I enjoyed the Injustice 2 offline modes. I'm not a huge. I hit there and smash buttons. You know, like I'm not there to get better, go to Evo, go to CEO. I'm just there to, oh, look, this game looks, sounds great, feels great to hit buttons. You know?
It being gorgeous, the game yelling things at you when you do things. If you hit someone with a counter hit, the whole screen says counter, and the guy goes, counter. And you're like, oh, shit.
You said it like the guy from Halo. Is it the same guy?
Slayer.
Slayer. King of the Hill.
You know, maybe same universe, because if you think about it, he says Slayer, and there's a Guilty Gear character named Slayer.
Oh, maybe.
And when you picked him in Guilty Gear, the one before, he goes, Slayer. So maybe it's Master Chief's next.
Oh, imagine. That'd be weird. Master Chief, he's a very sturdy character, so having him in the Guilty Gear universe would be either like jarring, or they'll just redesign him in their own way, and that'd be really cool to watch, like a crazy looking. Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Maybe like in a different timeline where he's gone through so many wars, he only has parts of the armor on, but he can still have CQC about like practice and shit. Like he looks war torn. You know, I don't know.
To answer your question specifically to you, with games, fighting games, that things happen quick. So Marvel, you would play for hours, even though not being great at it. Mm-hmm. This is the same thing happens with this game. It's harder to stop playing the game than it is to get into it. Mm-hmm. And matches are so quick, because if you sneeze, then they shake your hand. It's like you can get like 10 games in 5 minutes. It's something like Marvel. It's like, oh, game start, and someone just gets dolphin kicked up, repeated by Nova.
Yeah,
you're on to the next game like that.
Okay, so it's a good pick me up game. Oh, I got like 10 minutes. I can do a couple matches.
Yeah,
and be fine. Cool. Okay.
The problem isn't like picking it up and playing it for a bit. It's realizing you have a problem because it's been 3 hours.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Because I ended up getting the game. I just have to put my hands on it and play a bit. And I might try the rank stuff. I mean, like doing rank stuff is always hype, regardless of what game it is, because there's shit on the line. Granted, it's nothing like real money. It's just a title, but you worked your way to it, so you want to like put the best effort.
It's not too important, because it's just you go up in a floor. It's not that you go up in the floor, it's that it locks a floor under you, because at any point you can be like, I'm gonna go to floor 10 and just get bodied. It'll be like, you sure? But it'll
so it'll let you explore higher difficulties, but once you've proven that you're above a certain level, it's like you can't go down there, bro.
Yeah.
Got
you
it.
Can get
I like that.
Still. Let's say I'm at floor 7 now. I've only lost the one person.
Flex on them.
Because they were being gimmicky. It's not the highest.
Yeah,
if you get to Celestial, you can flex on people.
Yeah, but 7 to 10 is a short ride from 1 to 10. Wrong ride, you know? We can do math here, right? 3 floors away is better than 9 floors away.
If 10 prestiges, then it's closer to 1. It doesn't prestige in this.
What do you... Yeah, I'm like, you can do that in this? Like, that you said the point of it's to stop from...
gatekeeping.
Yeah. I'm like, if you can do that, that doesn't make any sense.
It's very relaxed ranked, basically.
Okay. Abby. Sorry. Dog barking.
Oh, got it. I'm like, yo, who's he talking to? I'm like, what happened?
Sorry, dog's barking. Someone walking by.
I literally looked at the preview window to see who here is Gabby. I'm like, what?
But he said Abby.
Oh,
I did say Abby.
Yeah, my bad. I thought they said Gabby. So I'm like, what? Who here is... I looked at my preview like someone like hacked us and now is on my stream.
So earlier you said you were talking about like if you want to just casually play for like an hour or something. Muffins goes, I'm just gonna sit down and play for an hour. All of a sudden, it's next Tuesday.
Yeah, honestly. That's what it sounds like. That's how this game plays out.
I was playing one of the weekend days, and I think I started around 2 or whatever, and then it was like 6. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, I get that. I had that for both Saturday and Sunday, playing different games. So
it's so fast paced and just overall fun that it's really hard to stop playing. And if you really love fighting games, even more incentive, because then there's the whole trying to get better while exploding when someone touches your tooth.
Oof. Okay. All right. So the question is, game of the year.
For fighting games, I don't see anything beating this. I don't know what else is coming out this year. This this very well set the bar not just for fighting games coming out this year, but for fighting games of this generation.
You got to keep in mind, Brian.
Gorgeous.
Whoa. Let me stop you real quick. Injustice still has the offline modes, and no one's beating it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I'm just saying, you're saying it's okay. Go ahead.
Offline modes, but try to play that game online. And then when you're like, what the hell is this netcode? Load up Strive.
Okay.
There's people
But go ahead.
playing,
I cut you
American people playing Japanese players, and it's
like nothing.
Yeah.
That's some good fucking netcode. That's some good state deltas. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to throw out a hypothetical here, because you're talking about fighting games coming out, and then I saw my shirt. I was like, what would you think if Nintendo released like a Tekken style fighting game with just these kind of characters? Not like Smash where they have like everybody but it's like Peach, Wario, Luigi, Mario, Waluigi.
The Mario
Waluigi
crew?
actually gets to be in it. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I would say it's cool, but Nintendo's games have shitty netcode. Look at
Yeah.
Smash. That's barely playable.
Yeah. Muffins goes,
I've
dude.
never played Smash Online. I'll just
You're not
via-
missing out. You're not
and-
missing out.
The other reason I'd be wary is because they already had a Tekken style game with Pokken, which is the Pokemon Tekken thing, and that was not for me.
No. Muffin says, dude, I would boo you motherfuckers all over the stage.
Oh, Boo, that's true. Boo would be broken because he literally can go through things. So if he had a button where he can just go through an attack, you can't hit him.
Give him
like-
a command dash.
I guess.
Actually, would he even be able to attack? Because I thought it was if you looked at him, he covered his face.
I think they do that on purpose, like as a choice, so that if you look at them, they go invisible, right? Or if they see you walking on,
they see you, they cover their face and stop moving.
and that's when they go transparent, right? Or no?
Yeah.
It's been far too long since
Damn,
I've played one.
the Mario Master's asking these
Not
questions.
looking.
I'm so sorry. Huh?
They go opaque when you're not looking.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes sense. So if they're looking at you in fighting games, you're constantly looking at them. I'm sure they have the ability to just cloak.
But to be fair,
Yeah.
boos have driven cars with other people. So
Those are hard facts too. I'm gonna hit you with those. Okay.
Lots of facts tonight.
We're all we're firing on all cylinders today, bro. All two of them. You know.
oh, shit.
Shit.
Facts.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, this is, I don't know what the word, I don't know about gatekeeper, but this is the precedent fighting game from here forward.
For netcode
Because
or for just all around,
for netcode,
not lobbies.
and Skullgirls like UGPO. Lobbies is the part where it's gonna be very easy to beat.
Yeah.
That's the only weak spot.
Yeah.
That's the Achilles heel is the lobbies.
I see.
Everything else is bulletproof. Gameplay, visually, one of
Style,
the prettiest games.
swag.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
Soundtrack. People joke that when you get Guilty Gear, you're buying a soundtrack that comes with a free game.
Oh shit.
It's high
like Doom
octane fucking
levels?
music. Honestly, it's high octane music almost the entire way through.
Okay, so this sounds like Doom level shit. Okay.
You've heard the song that they announced the game with, "Smell of the Game," right?
Yeah.
Imagine similar music.
Okay. Cool. So
It's the
it
soundtrack.
keeps your blood pumping then.
Yeah. Gameplay. Yeah, it's simplified, but it's simple is like high level for other games. Like comparing this being simple to other games is it's only simple if when compared to other Guilty Gears. That makes
Okay.
sense.
That makes sense. It's
Gameplay-
more
yeah,
accessible
gameplay
than the
fun as fuck.
grinder. Okay.
It has it's not Injustice story, but it has a cohesive story that goes through with its whole series.
Well, I'm not
Does that make
expecting
sense?
that type of Injustice is in a special situation because it's quite the turn, the turn for a specific character that sets the world into what it is in that story. So it's like, oh shit, this would be a nightmare situation if, I guess spoiler, Superman does turn into this like control freak because he has his own views of justice and how to prevent it, like crimes and stuff. That's like a scarier thought. Like that's a world that we're kind of driving into. So it's like, oh shit. Granted, now it's Superman as the helm, but
that would be the day I become a supervillain. Is if I find out Superman exists.
Oh shit! Here we go, Lex Luthor in the flesh, but with hair. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. You name it. This game has, but mine is good lobbies. So it's definitely whatever game's coming out. King of Fighters already has a lot that it has to battle because the one before had bad netcode, but visually it's looking nice, and the gameplay trailers for the characters, it looks like they're taking this seriously. Whatever the fuck Capcom releases, like Street Fighter 6,
it's gonna be 6, and they're probably gonna announce it at Capcom Tour this year. I bet.
It's only gonna be 5 Toyota edition.
They need to step their shit up because the first day Strive came out on PC, it's the second highest peak fighting game ever to release on Steam.
Yep, I believe it.
With the only thing above it being Dragon Ball Fighters.
And I mean, it's Dragon Ball. There's how many kids
use nostalgia for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this literally, everyone else's asshole should be tightened, and they're just hard at work to keep up with what ArcSys is doing with this game.
Okay, that's
no one has any excuses anymore.
I mean, they might have excuses, but whether it's valid, yeah, like that's different. All right, that sounds great.
And the story, if you know the lore from previous games, it carries over well, and it's still cohesive. There's times that are like move forward, but the parts that like the payoff parts, like if you stuck around this long, and then this nugget of information, those parts are that's cool.
Okay.
It's like 4 hours of just cinematic. Like you don't play the story, you watch it literally.
And all of it's like animated, or is it like those dating sims where they come up with the?
No, it's animated.
The whole thing. Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's an easy record right there. I just hit record.
It looks janky. There's parts where it looks janky, but it's still fully animated. It's not gonna be like next scene, and then text bubble. It's gonna be them doing things.
Cool. Okay.
They introduce a bunch of cool characters. For example, there's a guy whose name is Gold Lewis. He's a big fat American guy who uses a coffin attached to a string with an Area 51 logo on it, and he summoned a barrier to protect people.
Yeah,
and he has glasses, but one of them's blacked out, and it has lipstick on it.
They have these
and
guys.
His hair looks like Commissioner Gordon.
So they played all of Metal Gear. They watched JoJo. What else? And then they're like
Commissioner Gordon.
And then they're like, oh, I love Gotham, and Gordon's the best. And then let's throw him in there.
Yeah,
that's
another
insane.
Character named Happy Chaos that they introduce. It's a demon with fucking horns.
Yeah.
Shades that look like X's. Hair. At first he's shirtless and he's like blue skin with a bunch of X marks on him. But he has 2 guns.
Can you use them?
I don't know. You don't play as him.
He's just a story. Got it.
Like he's part of the data mined pass, and what he does is that's a spoiler. He's someone to take seriously, but his motive is basically, he's not like, I want to rule the world. It's just, wouldn't it be funny if I did this? He wants to know what happened. Like out of boredom, he's doing what he's doing.
He's a scientist. He's like an R&D person. Like, what happens if I do this? Okay, what happens if I do it again? You know?
What's making me excited, so 2 guns.
Yeah.
Right? He can brainwash people, and then they have a head that looks like a rabbit and it's pink, and in the middle of it, it shows a heart that says love you, and then a band logo. So I don't know what the fuck that means.
Loves band where he's from. That's the problem.
Yeah, he doesn't love you.
He doesn't love
But he has goons, essentially. So in my head, it's just going to be revolvers and summoning. Which is getting me excited.
Okay.
His English voice actor, props to him.
It's
just a bunch of weird fucking characters.
It sounds exciting. They're all creative. Yeah. It's the same thing with, like I mentioned last week, with like the From Software and the way they create their creatures and shit. Like it's all creative things that just free form. They're like, hey, this looks cool. Let's see if we can make it in 3D, and bam, there it is.
That's this. This game is an LSD trip in anime form.
Let's get it.
The story ends with a bow. Like it's done for Soul because everything up until this point where you're following Soul. So they even the person who made this game was like, this is the final story for the final chapter in his story. So it ends nice.
Okay.
They said part of the season pass they're gonna add more story to it. I don't know what it's gonna be. Compared to other games like Tekken's story, at least like Tekken 7, is worse than this. Street Fighters didn't even really have a story in my head.
Okay.
It did decent.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't need a story for Street Fighter.
I know
That's
what you
true.
just said to me, but it's
He's-
not offensive.
He said you don't need a story for Street Fighter. Is what he said.
But the thing is that they actually like have a decent. They have the ability to make a decent story.
But especially all the
I'm not
characters
saying
they
that they-
have.
Yeah, I mean they could have a ton of lore for the game for the fighters and everything, like how they met, like how Sagat got the scars, all this stuff. They've
Man,
got
who cares?
animes.
I just want to beat someone up.
Yeah, I mean I'm not saying that anybody really cares.
I don't care about why his tattoos are the way they are.
But you
I
should.
don't
That's
care
how
why
you
that
unlock.
electric dude.
Then you should. That's how you unlock the special moves. If you don't know the lore, you can't do the input. That's next level
I
gaming
mean,
right
it's
there.
a fighting game. Who cares? Why
I'm
you shouldn't gate
Play
that
a
shit.
fighting game.
I'm letting
You
you know
should
what.
just-
I'm
You
letting
should just
know.
be able to do everything.
I'm letting you know what 2022 gaming is. All right.
You got to buy the extra moves. That's 2022 gaming. You
I
don't have to
hope
know
not.
it. You have to buy it.
I hope not.
If I didn't,
You
if
just
there
have to
wasn't
buy
lore, how would I
75%
know
of the
Heihachi is Kazuya's grandfather?
What?
I don't know. I didn't hear what he said.
It's not his grandfather.
I think he knows this.
Okay. I'm like, that's not
We're
right.
also talking about two different games.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
No, it's the same game.
That's the same
You say
game, but it's
Heihachi and Kazuya.
Heihachi and Kazuya is the same game. That's Tekken.
No, I understand that, but it's not Street Fighter.
Oh, right. Okay.
Street Fighter's fucking problem is cool characters. They have their own 3 senses of lore, and then nothing ever happens.
Yep. Ryu and Ken used to train together. Now this guy's rich, the other one still fights. There's your lore.
They train together.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. All right. That's it on that. Game of the year, clearly. It's gonna end up in this year's
high
discussion, so
contention.
yeah.
High contention. If you like fighting games, play. If you don't, this is pretty enough. Shut up and play the game. Anything you say, unless you say I like games with good lobbies, I can't sell you on this game. But everything else I can.
Do you think is the lobby thing like, is that a design issue, or do you think it's because it
think
just
it's
recently
buggy.
released and it's having
It's
issues?
weird. I saw the lobby thing the first time. And I was like, what game are you guys playing? Like Guilty Gear. It's like, this isn't Guilty Gear. Like, what the fuck is this? Is a platform game.
Yeah. It's
Is that
It
the
was
thing where you
really
were playing
weird.
like a mini game thing while you were waiting around?
where I was just walking around and there's a main stage or whatever?
Yeah.
That's the lobby. You go and find people in the little cabinets, and then you sit there, and then you pull your sword out, and someone else walks the other one and plays with you. But the way they used to do it was actual arcade cabinets. And it wasn't any of this bullshit side-scrolling looking weird. It's just someone walks up, you immediately start. With this, if you walk up to me, sometimes it'll teleport me somewhere random for no reason.
It's
So
really weird.
Its design is, no one asked for it, this change, and on top of that, it's buggy.
It sounds like the bugs might iron it out, but bring back the other one. I'm sure they still have the code for it. Just port it over.
They even did it with Grand Blue. It did similar lobbies for that. But here, like, yo, let's switch it up on them.
It's the next
Why?
gen, Brian. We need next gen lobbies.
Yeah, lobbies.
Shoot. All right.
Oh, another a complaint you will have with it, Anthony, is it's not like other games where, like, hey, let's start the match. Pick your fighter. It's like Street Fighter 5 where you lock in your character and then go fight people.
No, my God. Why did I pay for this? That is unacceptable. It really is.
I don't like that either, but
I hate
that's
that.
the norm now.
Wait, what was the rule that you just said?
Oh my God.
So, you know how in most, I would say older fighting games, you find a match with somebody and then you go into pick your character and then you guys pick. With this and Street Fighter 5, it's like the new norm. You lock in your character before even trying to find a match.
That sucks.
So I mean, so I guess they can be faster in the loading, but I'm like, fam, I don't care about like just the
That's part of the experience.
Yeah, the proper workflow is seeing everyone's ding 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 as they're trying to pick their character, and then like even if they're trying to psych out, like, oh, I'm picking Cammy, and then you pick yours, and they quickly switch to somebody else or something, like counter picking.
That's
like,
part of the
real time.
experience.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Shout out, there's
That's
two
trash.
games that do it correctly still. Mortal Kombat 11, they even show you who they're highlighting in Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
They don't hide anything. And Skullgirls, which it doesn't show you who they're picking, but if they pick the character, they pop up. But they don't show you where they are.
Yeah, that's fair. Is I don't like it.
You can just wait till 0 and then it'll automatically pick the character for you.
Or that too, yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. That I also don't like it because that's from a logistics thing. Like, let's say me and Brian are gonna stream the game and he's like sitting next to me. I need to go back to the lobby, select his character. Instead of just, we're playing, I can just hand him the controller, he picks his character, we move on. No, we need to go to the lobby, pick his main, and then we wait for someone to matchmake, and it's like, fam, like that's ass backwards, my guy.
An extra
like,
step for no reason.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of logic being applied to a situation where there is logic isn't necessary. So I need you guys to go sit in the corner and think about what you just said.
But I can't think. I used up all my thinking power on this logic.
I mean, it could be worse. You could, everybody picks their character, you fight, and then when you go back to the lobby, everybody has to pick their character again instead of having it pre-selected. I don't know. Like, imagine if Smash Brothers did that. Like, that would just be awful,
Even if they did that, the bigger issue is their netcode. No matter what they did to this game, someone would be like, yeah, but this isn't playable online. They could have only Mario playable, and people would be like, yeah, but this isn't playable online.
They can add whatever character they want. That netcode isn't going to get fixed by a new character.
No.
All right. All right, so let's move on here. Kelsey and Nick. Well, Nick looks like he gave it the college try and watched 2 episodes of Paradise PD.
He actually watched 3.
Oh,
He
okay.
watched season 2, episode 3, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Because
That's fair. So, Kelsey, you finished off the current air, like whatever aired. So
I don't
far.
know
Yeah.
how. I don't know how you kept watching that show.
Okay.
That
So,
show was trash.
all right. So yeah, we heard his take on the first season. He enjoyed it. Nick, give me the other side of this coin.
Okay. It was funny at moments.
Okay.
It didn't have any redeemable characters. It was so stupid. But I could see like certain scenarios where it would be funny. It was not my type of show. It felt like it was Family Guy to like the 10th degree.
Oh.
There's way too much forced like weirdness. Like they tried way too much to force weird shit on you, and it's like, I mean, this could be funny if you just didn't do the most ridiculous thing ever every single scene.
So if they held back,
It's definitely not my. It's definitely not my show. It's like a neckbeard's paradise right there.
But I had him watch episodes of like 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 on the first season, and then season 2, episode 3 for specific reasons.
It had funny moments where I'd crack up laughing, but
it's just a gross show.
It was weird. I didn't like it very much.
Like I said in the beginning, like they literally go.
You set the stage perfectly for me, so I knew what to expect.
It's like picture the grossest thing you possibly can, and then add to it, and that's basically what they do. Like in the third episode,
it wasn't even like overly gross. It was just like overly ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay.
But like in the third episode, Gina literally shoves some dude up another guy's ass. Okay,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Wow. There's blood everywhere. The guy like passes out from pain. Like
Okay.
it's just ridiculous.
I would not suggest you watch the show. If you like Rick and Morty and Family Guy, you might find this show funny, but it was not good.
I find Rick and Morty very entertaining, but this sounds like it's another level of that. But
Yeah. It feels like it takes these shows. Like I could sit there and watch Rick and Morty. I've seen quite a few episodes at Brian's place, and I thought it was funny. But like this just takes it to a new level, and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. It's just super stupid.
okay,
I don't
that's
know.
fair.
It'd be funny if you sit in your basement all day.
All right.
Brian, you sit in your basement all day?
I mean, I sit in my office all day.
I mean, I don't go outside. I don't know.
So, like, the only thing I could say is, like, if you were thinking about giving it a try, the first episode is pretty funny, but kind of awkward, like, to start off, because it's the first episode of a new show.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, whatever. But the very first couple of scenes are just absolutely fucking hilarious.
Okay.
You know, because it shows the dad getting his nuts blown off, and then
Yep.
the aftermath and that kind of stuff. And then the second one is about so they have a drug dog who is addicted to drugs, and he like throws a party at the police station with all the other dogs, and one of the dogs has a chihuahua that's stuck to his front. Like, they walk upright and it's stuck to his front because they're having sex and he can't get off.
Oh, okay.
And then they all end up dying because they eat some new drug that's got like chocolate in it. Okay, and then he like has a dream and goes up into heaven, and the chihuahua is still there on top on the front of the other dog. You know, and then the third one is the one where Gina, you know, does all of her shit, and it's just hilarious. But if you don't like it by the end of the second episode or so, like, you're probably not gonna want to watch this show.
That's fair.
Or it's gonna be one of those that you have to just kind of, you know, oh, I saw that, like, maybe one episode a night, you might give it a try.
This is not going to be a show where people are going to go home and talk about it. Like, Family Guy still lives on. This is not going to be one of those shows. This is going to be canceled soon.
Well, then, speaking of which, Kelsey, you've gone through 2 other seasons now. 2 and
Dude, I applaud you for that.
I need to know, is it more of the same? Do they change anything? Do they tone back a bit? Do they get even worse? Like, not worse, but like, do they get more ridiculous?
They get more ridiculous. So there's an entire episode dedicated to Tucker Carlson. Okay.
It was funny. It was a funny episode.
Okay.
So,
But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck, man? This is weird.
you guys know who Tucker Carlson is?
I do not know who that is.
Okay, so he's one of the hosts for Fox News, and he in the news world, unless you are part of the Fox News cult, he's considered a huge joke.
Okay.
And everything he says is wrong, and he makes all these like wild accusations and everything.
Oh, I've seen him before. I've seen his face. I didn't know that was his name. Okay.
He looks like he's like really confused all the time because he's just like, I don't know what's going on, guys.
Uh-huh.
So in it, he makes this statement about, I don't even remember what it was, but some girl gang that's supposed to exist, and then everybody blows it off because he said it exists, so it clearly doesn't. And then it turns out that the girl gang does, and they're actually working for Tucker Carlson. And they're like, why the fuck are you doing this? And he talks about, in the show, they make him say that he like masturbates with a pair of Barbie tweezers or something because his dick is so small.
Damn, he has me
Like,
fucking beat. I gotta
He's
say,
got you beat. He's got you beat. Okay. And so like the whole episode is about him trying to like him. Fuck, what was it? So he like teams up with these girls. They steal this chemical, and they start making barbecue sauce or hot sauce for wings. Okay, because they said that the like 2 or 3 things that guys can't do is they can't go without eating wings, and they can't go out without masturbating. Okay? And so they like, and the sauce on the hot wings stays on your hands even if you wash it for several days afterwards, and they can't go half a day without masturbating. And so when they masturbate and they have the hot sauce in their hands, it's going to cause their dicks to fall off. So that with every guy losing their dick, Tucker Carlson will have the biggest dick in the world.
Okay.
And then like he's like telling this to some of the people, and he ends up like taking off his headpiece, and he takes off his shoes, and he's talking about how he's got this weirdly fucked up head and these, you know, massive feet. And then the guy goes, Tucker, those aren't feet. those are balls. You're the biggest dick of them all. And he's literally just a giant penis. Okay.
Oh my god.
And where his like where his dick would normally be, I'm guessing is some sort of just like zit or something that he's got, because they show it in the show. And then the guy that they're like telling the story to, that they're getting ready to force them to lose their penis, he breaks out, gets up and starts choking Tucker, and then but as he's choking him, he's like doing this, and Tucker's head starts to grow.
Okay.
And then they throw him over the vat of hot sauce that they've made, and he doesn't fit. And so then somebody goes and turns the thermostat way down, and he shrinks and then falls in and dies Terminator style.
That's excellent. Okay.
Anthony, Bryant, and Randall, you guys should watch this show for a couple of episodes and see if my reviews are just way off base, or if it's legitimately the dumbest show you've ever seen.
I mean, from his description, I don't think I'll be able to hang on to the show. Like you said, I might watch this specific episode because it sounds like it's like a whole thematic episode and it's been worked on. But
I can't believe you've stuck with it for this many seasons, Brian.
It was one of those that I wanted just to see if it got any better. Because sometimes they just make it super over the top at the very start to try.
Yeah, it's like The Office. The first season, Michael was super over the top, and then after that, they mellowed the character out, and it turned into a fantastic show.
Yeah, and then same thing with Parks and Rec, where they the people were just all over the place, and then season 2, they're like, okay, let's fix this, because
ironically written by the same people. So.
Oh, was it? That's the Office and Parks and Rec.
Yep. Then I'm like The Office, because I watched Parks and Rec and loved it. So
everybody says the same thing about The Office as well. Don't watch season 1. Start at season 2.
You have to watch season 1 because it sets the stage for all the characters. But definitely know that season 1 is not the best. After that, the show is fantastic, though. If you've never seen it, you absolutely should. You'd love it.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen Parks and Rec because my girlfriend loves Parks and Rec, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch that. And
I love Parks and Rec too. This is better than Parks and Rec.
What?
Yeah,
I've seen
better.
I've seen random episodes of both. I think that sense of humor is just not for me. But if someone put a gun to Skullgirls, I would say I liked Parks and Rec more.
Hold on, but back up. So there's something better than Swanson.
Yeah.
You told me there's something.
No, so Ron Swanson is the best character in Parks and Rec.
Nick Swanson? Isn't that a stand-up comedian?
Nick Swanson. Nick Swartzen is.
Swartzen.
His name is Nick Offerman.
So Ron Swanson is the best character on Parks and Rec, and of the two shows, he is the best character.
Okay.
However, the characters as a whole, The Office, I feel, is a better show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Ron Swanson, holy shit. I looked up a compilation of his funny moments, and I'm like, this guy's gold.
He's great. He's so funny.
I think you were trying to say his actual name, which is Nick Offerman, I believe.
That's
Nick
the actor's
Offerman,
name. Then that's probably where
Nick
I messed
Offerman is the actor's name, and you were like, Nick Swanson.
I fused them together. He did such a great job with that character. It's fantastic.
My favorites from the bits that I've seen was between him and Rob Lowe's character, because he's just happily depressed the entire time.
Yes, that's also a really good one, too. It's great.
So the show really doesn't get any better. I feel like it gets worse. There's nothing that's safe. They take on Christianity. Jesus is part of it. And they talk about, and he's trying to actually help people. And the Christian church is talking about how they all the money is theirs and everybody can fuck off. There's an episode where they have a shit stick. Okay. And it's a baton that when you hit somebody with it, it causes them to shit their pants.
What the hell?
They shit their pants with such a force that it causes them to take off, lift off the ground. Okay. The mayor of the city is the police chief's wife, and that's the main focus is around the family. It's the kid is the primary character, I guess, and then his dad's the police chief. And he's always wanted to be a police officer, and then his mom is the mayor of the city. There's an episode where she legalizes meth and starts parading herself around in a bikini and things to get votes. There's an entire you remember in Futurama how they have the mutants? Well, they have something similar in this. Only it's apparently people used to fuck a dolphin, and they had kids, and now there's this whole community of dolphin people that like can't grab things because their hands are just flippers. You know, like they've got like arms and things, but they don't have fingers. They just have these like flipper things
For hands.
and then one of the Paradise PD guys, I can't remember his name, Fitzgerald Fitz or something.
Okay.
He ends up marrying the dolphin, and then has like a threesome with an octopus.
I thought Brian's description of people smoking, creating characters was this is got you beat, Brian. This is beyond that.
There's an old coot. They don't have money to pay the retirement pension. So there's this guy that's been on the force for like the last 75 years. And he goes every which way that you can possibly think of. Okay? At one point, the dad and the mom are talking about having a kid again. And the mom's like, I can't trust you to like, because I don't know that you're a good parent. Look at how Kevin turned out. And so he's like, fine, I'll prove it to you. And so so the old guy becomes the kid, and the dad's like carrying him in one of those
like baby holder things, like
around, and he's like sucking on a pacifier and things. And they were like, can you have him stop sucking on the pacifier? And he takes it out, and it's a dildo pacifier that's like the length of my arm. Okay.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to put this right back. And he just goes,
what the?
They also make fun of, because he's so old, they say that as you get older, your balls hang lower. He constantly flushes them down the toilet and is walking around trying to get them out. And people are like tripping over his balls because it's stretched from the toilet to him.
I'm not high enough for this. Like, there's no.
I don't think anyone is high enough for this show. Because I watched it in
Cloud 9.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Let me see.
And
maybe it's season 2.
I was like, this is too much, man.
Okay. Yeah. And this might be a pass for me.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much how the show works. Yeah, that's
works. So in season 2, and so the chief lost his balls. He gets super fat and has to wear testosterone patches in order just to grow a mustache. Okay, and he when he doesn't have the patches on, his tits get really big, and he becomes a stripper for some stuff, and they call him Summer Sausage. Okay, because he's got the most perfect tits you've ever seen, but also has a cock.
Got it.
In the second episode of season 2, he discovers that his now ex-wife has they're sort of back together, has a fantasy about his balls, and now that he doesn't have them anymore, he can't, that's why she doesn't love him. And this the guy who plays in John Wick, the concierge, the guy at the front,
Mr. Week.
So he plays Agent Clappers, okay? And Agent Clappers walks in, and he looks exactly like the dude, except they show his pants, and he's got these 2 massive balls just sticking out of his pants, like clearly defined in his pants, okay? And what the mayor can't stop eye fucking his balls, and the chief realizes what's going on. And so he signs up for a ball donation, and everybody keeps dying in ways that affects their balls, so he can't get a donation for this. So then he's like, Doc, I need something now. And he's like, well, you could try the black market. And it's literally like walking down to Market Street where people just have the vendors that are sitting there, and he walks up to the thing, and he's like, oh, good, and he picks one up, and he's like, looks nice. And then tongues one of the balls, and he's like, how much? And the guy's like, 5,000 a piece. He's like, okay, I have a counter offer, and hands him a note like a robber, and it says, put all the balls in the bag or in the sack. and then it shows him like having put all the balls in the sack, and it's got and there's like hundred of them. Okay, like he's got a full satchel full of this shit.
A full sack of balls, if you will.
Yes, and he like gets hit a couple of times and wakes up in the hospital, and looks at the doc and goes, "Doc, what about the balls?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, we got your note." And then it shows him the note that says, "Put all the balls in the sack." And so he like looks up and he goes, "That is awesome!" And it shows him walking down. There's a song dedicated to him, walking down the street with two giant nuts stuffed with balls.
Oh my. Okay. And he's just dragging this thing across the street?
No, he's just walking like normal. But it's called like Big Ball Energy or something.
Okay.
It seems like their storyboard for each episode just has balls and caps, and then like, what are we gonna do with this time?
So I guess my question is there any arc here? Is there like, what is the main... Is it just like a day in the life type of show? Or it's like, oh, today we're dealing with balls?
No, I mean, so that's part of it, but it actually has a story to it.
Okay.
So like the mayor's trying to keep being the mayor, and she's trying to like help rebuild the town because the town is pretty poor. Fitz is actually from another city, and he becomes the kingpin, and like is working on the police force and being a kingpin selling meth. And then later you find out that he's not actually the kingpin, that he was trying to take down the kingpin from like Chicago or something, and then a bunch of people died and he blamed himself, and he kind of split and had the kingpin in his head, and then it had him in his head, and so the kingpin was like the thing for an entire season. And then
okay,
I'm trying to think of what season 3 was about. I think season 3 was like Fitz trying not to die because the mutants... Oh, because he ends up like nuking the entire town, and a bunch of people get transformed into mutants, and so Fitz tries to like stay alive, and to do that, what they do is they put him in a whole bunch of costumes, so he becomes some white dude that sings and dances and throws glitter everywhere anytime he enters the room. And it's literally like you could still see his hands are black and his part of his face is black.
Uh-huh.
And what's up?
It's the money. The money calls. I guess while we're waiting for him, if you guys haven't watched the Rick and Morty episode 1 is out on YouTube as well. If you want to watch for season 5 episode 1, I guess they released it for free for people to watch. I saw it myself. It's great. Go for it. All right, you're back.
Oh, so he nukes the town, and then so he's trying to like survive, and so the people put him in whiteface, okay, and they give him like, he's a very flamboyant character and a great singer and all this other stuff, and every time he enters a room, he throws confetti or glitter or something, and then throughout the episode, he then like dresses up as the mayor. Because apparently the chief and the mayor like to role play, and sometimes she'll put on his uniform, like a realistic version of him, and then he'll and pretend that they're like gay twins, and then sometimes he'll put on her outfit and do whatever. And so like he keeps going to people and trying to talk to them, like talking about how he doesn't think that this is a great thing, and they're like, take this, do this, whatever. And so it's like what's the movie with not Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., where he's like, I'm a dude playing a dude dressed as another
Tropic
dude.
Thunder.
Yes, Tropic Thunder. So it literally is that. So it's him in whiteface, in the mayor's outfit, in the chief's outfit, and then in some other outfit. And like, it's not like he just keeps taking them off. He literally keeps like
adding
layers.
Like
trades. He just keeps adding layers and representing people. And then he's still married to the dolphin who gets pregnant with his kid. Only it turns out it's not his kid; it's the dog's kid, because it comes out as a dog with little flipper arms.
Yo, no one is high for this. You're right. There's no. They're just going with it. Okay, hey, God bless them, dude.
The show itself is really dumb. Like, it's way worse than Rick and Morty in terms of like just random fuck it all stuff. Okay, like if you watch the first 3 episodes and you're like, okay, watch the rest of it, you'll enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
But if you watch the first 3 episodes, if you can make it through the first 3 episodes, you will then decide no or yes.
I got it. Okay.
Oh, sorry. One last thing.
Yeah, I want to know what the hell you're gonna say.
Monster truck stuff is a big thing.
I honestly have no idea what's the next words coming out of your mouth from this show.
So there's this monster truck thing where you like people can actually fight a monster it's like a T-Rex thing, okay? Like it's a monster truck in the form of a T-Rex. In the show, Kevin is the main character. He's the son. He gets, he's given a job at the police force because the mom recruits him, even though the dad doesn't want anything to do with him in the police force. And then something happens, and he like makes this major solve, and they get a whole bunch of money, and so the mayor spends it all on this like super high-tech car, okay? And the car is like sentient. It knows that it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin and the car start hooking up and having sex and all sorts of other stuff.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Later, the car like leaves Kevin because she thinks Kevin's like cheating on her like by riding in other cars. And then the car hooks up with the T-Rex thing, and they have kids.
So anything can reproduce in this show?
Anything goes in this show, okay? Like anything you can think of goes.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So God bless it. Are you hoping for another season, or are you what are your hopes here? You're caught up. You saw everything. Do you want more?
I don't want any more. I mean,
Okay.
the show is just it's like it's really stupid. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's really dumb.
Okay. That's fair. Holy shit. I went through a fucking roller coaster there.
Like you just filled in an ad lib and then told us it was a show.
Yeah. Holy
Or a
shit.
Mad lib.
All right. Let's keep it moving here. Holy hell. Nick. No, he has his headphones off.
I think he's taking a work call.
Gotcha. Then we'll come back to him. Randall. You learned a thing or two about fatherhood, didn't you?
It's Kevin Hart's new movie.
Yes, sir, it is. New movie by Kevin Hart on Netflix called Fatherhood.
It was all right.
Tell me about it.
I guess it was supposed to be for Father's Day. It's basically about him and his daughter. His wife ends up dying from pulmonary embolism. I think that's what it's called, which sucks. So that part of the movie in the beginning was like really
heavy,
sad and depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Got a chance to see Karen Hart play like kind of a more serious role, which was interesting because there was some parts where it was like actually really believable.
That was gonna be my question. This is like a dramatic role for him. So I mean, how did that span out?
It wasn't too many jokes. There was some jokes, but the jokes wasn't like normal Kevin Hart jokes. They were like, I don't know how you would explain it. Kind of like ha jokes in the moment, not like I'm trying to be funny jokes. It was just like something that just came off as funny, like organically funny, not for comedic purposes.
Okay.
The acting was good. I think that it kind of fell short as far as like pulling on the heartstrings. I mean, it almost got you there, or at least it almost got me there, but it didn't fully take me there. Like there were some movies that I've watched that had me like really bawling, or I had to literally fight to not cry or show any sort of emotional
reaction.
Stress.
Okay. Well, why would you hide that? If you're just watching it by yourself.
For me, if I'm trying to watch a movie, I'm trying to enjoy or take in the content, and sometimes the emotion gets too strong where you have to like pause the movie, and I didn't want to get to that point. But this movie didn't do that for me.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. It was a decent movie. Wasn't bad. I don't know if I would recommend it.
That's gonna be a question. Do you recommend it to fathers? Like you said, it was kind of geared towards like fatherhood, like Father's Day kind of stuff.
It was eye opening in some senses because it had to do with like seeing what a father would go through raising his daughter without the mother, because it was a situation where it wasn't like, oh, she left, it was because she died.
Right.
So
there's no like, oh, you get her on the weekends kind of thing. It's just her.
He had the issue where he had to deal with his mother. Pretty much everyone felt like this was a task that was too heavy for him to handle.
Uh-huh.
And it had something to do with his character. I believe like his character, like his stepmother mentioned something. His stepmother's friend mentioned something like, oh, so-and-so has always been known to be immature or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if he was actually immature, because in the movie he didn't really show that. If anything, he really like stepped up to the plate and handled his responsibilities. But most people in the family did not think that he could handle it. So like they were even like suggesting that the mother, his wife's mother, raised the little girl instead of him. So that was kind of like the hump that he had to get over in the movie, because he had this, not that he had to show, but that was him showing like, hey, I'm going to take care of my daughter regardless of what anyone says or what they think. And of course, like, you know, there's other things along the journey, the rest of the movie that happens that causes some issues or some wrinkles. But other than that, it was like I said, it was an R-rated movie. I don't know if I could recommend it.
Did it take place in modern times, like in 2021 or 2020 or something?
If you want to see a movie that's like, you've never seen Kevin Hart act like this, at least I've never seen him act like this. Then I think that's worth a watch.
To see him in a different,
in a serious role.
Yeah,
I've never seen him in a serious role like this.
That's kind of one of the main reasons why I asked this review real quick, because I'd never seen him in a dramatic role. So, and how long is the time span? Like, is it just the girl as a little girl, or does it like cut to like when she's a teenager, grows up, or is it just like her as a baby?
It's like evenly spread out. Like when the movie starts out, she's an infant because
that's when her
mother dies, like right after she gives birth to her.
Okay. So
it's like half of the movie is him raising her as a baby, and the other half is like raising her as like, I think I can't remember exactly, but I think she might be like 10 or 11 years old when you see her throughout the rest of the movie.
Okay, so it's not like a huge gap between, like, you don't see Kevin Hart with like super old makeup or like him growing or like that.
I mean, he got older, but it wasn't that much older to the point where you could notice it.
Okay.
I mean, you see her because she's not a baby anymore. She's like a little girl.
Okay, fair. So it's a recommendation just in case you want to see Kevin Hart of his.
That's the only way I can recommend it.
Okay.
Excuse me. If you want to see him in a serious role, again, I've never seen him. I don't know if anybody else has seen him in a serious role or not, but.
Okay, that's fair. All right, we can keep moving. Nick, you available? What's going on, bro? Oh.
What up?
Okay, he's back.
I had to mute because I want to see that movie really bad.
The Fatherhood one? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but...
No, I am.
Okay. Nice. All right. Let's get with your... You have a list of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle classics here that you rewatched. So I would like for you to... I mean, this is a rewatch, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Let
For
me
like
know.
the 100th time.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the old 90s movies. There are 3 of them. One of them not as good as the rest. The third one not as good as the rest.
Uh-huh.
The first 2 though, every time I watch them, I just get like nostalgia bomb after nostalgia bomb.
It's
I
such
don't
a
know. Go ahead, Brian.
it's such a dated movie too, which helps.
It is super dated, but like the the universe is it's good enough to where like the story still holds up today. I mean, obviously it's a Ninja Turtles thing. The special effects, they use animatronics for all the costumes and whatnot, so like they're not terrible.
Like, it's not
But-
bad CG. It's not like CG that hasn't aged well.
Correct. It's not like CG that hasn't aged well. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I mean, it's still a fun movie to watch. I go back and rewatch them at least once a year, so I see them 100 times. And like every time I watch them, I just get nostalgia bomb after nostalgia bomb. So
Nice. Do you think kids nowadays should go back and watch this?
well, that's actually why I started watching them because I was showing them to my son,
Oh, okay. That's fair.
and he liked it. He's more into cartoons right now though, so he paid attention for 10 to 15 minutes and then kind of wandered off doing other things, which
Yep.
he doesn't usually have a problem watching movies. But he didn't dislike it, so we will be revisiting them eventually.
He didn't say no, so
Oh
He's
yeah,
saying
well,
I
if
have
he
a
doesn't like
shot.
something, he'll be very vocal about like, nah, I don't want to watch this now.
he's like, remove it, Dad. Damn
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. No, Dad, no.
Okay. That's cool.
He goes, "This isn't Skullgirls," and this
Yeah.
one's up.
Still fun. Again, the third. Yeah, this isn't Skullgirls. That's what he tells me every day. You got to get Skullgirls, Dad.
The animation's
Good kid.
fantastic. I love anime. So,
It's a good kid.
But as far as like the first and the second one, they're great. The third one, not so much. I don't remember watching the third one before, but I rewatched it and I was like, this is. I could have done without watching this movie. My time could have been better spent elsewhere.
okay.
Which one is the one where April gets slapped by a ninja?
It's slapped by a ninja. The second one, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the second. Well,
Uh,
I think it happens in the first one as well.
I don't remember.
in a subway. Sorry, I had to be more specific.
First one. First one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only scene I remember.
Well, that's really weird that the only thing you remember is some girl getting slapped.
And that's how his fetish started.
Yeah.
This guy.
What the heck is going on here, dude? All right, that was a nice and quick one. Oh, Brian, we got some. What happened?
No, I'm sorry. I was talking out loud. I remember what Brian was talking. That's when one of the foot ninjas smacked April O'Neil in the
Yeah,
face.
it's she picked up Raphael's sai from the first scene, and then she threatened the ninja like they were gonna mug her in the subway, and she picked up the sign. She's like, "I'm gonna beat you up," and they slapped her.
He was like,
Do you
And
remember
then
the
Ro-
timestamp?
And then Raphael came and beat her up. I don't know, probably like
he
25 minutes or so.
the foot was like, "We have a message for you, Miss O'Neil."
Yeah, Miss
And she-
O'Neil.
And she was like, "What?" And he had his hand closed, and then he opened it when he said it, and she was like, "What?" And then he smacked her in the face, and he was like, "Shut it."
Oh, snap. What the
We
heck?
have a message for you, Miss O'Neil.
Classics.
God, I love those movies. Both of
they're
the
great.
first two are just absolutely amazing.
Those movies are what made me fall in love with New York City, and I would live in New York City in a heartbeat if I could afford it.
Did you guys know that there used to be a fifth Ninja Turtle?
What?
I do not.
I think it was a girl. She had green as her thing. I could be wrong about the gender, but there was a fifth one at one point.
Okay, I thought you were setting up like a punchline or something. You're for real?
No,
It's like the Green Power Ranger.
no, it's not top tier.
It's not top tier.
I don't know much Power Rangers lore, but apparently Green Ranger Tommy is like the Goku of Power Rangers.
Oh, okay.
I gotta look this up. Yeah, apparently there was a fifth Ninja Turtle named Venus DeMilo.
That checks out, you know?
She wears. This one shows her wearing blue, like a lighter blue than
Then Donatello.
Leonardo.
Or Leonardo.
Make me an
yeah.
image. I want to see it.
Maybe I'm colorblind. I remember seeing a fifth one as a kid in a book or something, and that's the only thing that stuck with me is that there was a fifth one.
Apparently, she showed up in the TV series, Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation.
I see. Okay, then maybe Venus de Milo, de Mio. I don't know.
So apparently she got infected at the same time as the other four, but when Splinter gathered up all the turtles, he mistakenly left Venus behind. And then she made her way to Chinatown,
Naturally, it's an easy way to retcon that.
right?
Yeah. Maybe one day they'll bring it back.
We forgot to pick one up.
Yeah. Maybe one day. Okay. Well, if you guys haven't watched the classic TMNTs, go watch them, and then maybe go watch the Michael Bay ones.
No.
Go watch April get slapped by a ninja in the subway, and then get saved by a turtle.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Michael Bay ones yet. Maybe one day.
Megan Fox is hot.
Yeah, I mean,
I was never on that train, to be honest with you.
I mean, I wouldn't
I
stop
think
a
she's
train for
hideous
her.
by
Yeah,
far.
like
But although she's white dude bait, in the sense that every white dude like, yo, she's fucking killer, bro.
okay,
But,
I can
like,
see that. I'm with
outside
Brian
of
on
that,
this.
I was like, oh, she's pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm subscribing to Brian's channel right now for that. I'm right behind that. All right, Brian. I mean, you're gonna. I think it's gonna take two of us to review this next thing. So,
Oh shit! I thought you were with Mare, but that was good.
anywho, me and Janana finished our playthrough of It Takes Two, which is going up on the channel weekly. I think every Tuesday or Thursday. I don't know what the hell day it is. But we ran credits. We got to the end. Brian, did you end up getting to credits? Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
We were like right in front of the ending.
oh, you had the last page to do.
Yeah.
You were the
And
attic
we were,
then.
like, already halfway through it.
Oh, me and Jenny were playing through the attic. I'm like, Brian will fucking love this level because I thought you were still. You said you only had like one page or something. I thought that's where you.
No, we were on the last page.
Oh. Then
My
yeah,
favorite out of the 4 pages is the first one by far. The
which
timer.
was the. Oh, I see. That was really it was really inventive on that. Even the snow globe one was good. Which is the thing.
The third one to me is the weakest, by far.
Oh, you didn't like the growing and the plant shit, the garden one?
Not
Okay.
one bit.
Now that they have no one knows what the hell we're talking about. So It Takes Two is a cooperative game made by Hazelight Studios, the people who brought you A Way Out, I Think Brothers, Tale of Two Sons, and this is their latest game published by EA. It's a co-op game that's strictly created for co-op. So regardless if you play online, locally, you'll have a split screen in the middle. Each player takes control of the characters, and puzzles and platforming is designed with that in mind, where you need to lean on each other to get through the level. Which the story is, you play as Cody and May.
May.
Okay, I keep thinking Maya, but I think we just finished saying. Why did I just think saying Maya? Oh, Maya's the girl from Resident Evil. That's why. The girlfriend that gets like possessed in 7. Isn't it Maya?
Mia.
Mia, that's what it was.
Isn't it Mia? I don't know.
Anywho, so It Takes Two. We don't have to talk about Resident Evil 7.
Maya Mia.
Maya Mia. Oh. All right. That's pretty good, right, bro?
No.
Oh, my fault.
Co-op
Co-op.
was great.
Oh shit! I keep
wasn't.
forgetting. Oh, we done with this? Okay, we can move on. All right, cool. Yeah, you play as Cody and May, who are a married couple with a daughter named Rose, who are going through a rough patch, and they recently either filed for divorce or going to file for divorce. They tell the daughter that they're going to divorce, and the kid makes a wish to make some sort of wish that they can stay together and be friends or whatever, like to save their marriage of some sort. You are then, the two parents are then, their spirits or whatever the hell it is are into these clay doll and a wooden doll. Cody's the clay doll, she's the wooden doll, and they're guided by Dr. Hakim, which is a book that the daughter had brought home one day. And oh no, we're gonna have different takes on Dr. Hakim by Brian's by his nod just now. So Dr. Hakim is then now guiding you and your co-op partner through this adventure to get your relationship back together, to go back to your bodies. And of course, throughout in the beginning, it's more of like a no, we're not gonna get this together. We're just gonna do this shit to get back to our bodies and move on with our lives. Spoilers, obviously, they have the arc of okay, no, we can do this kind of thing because of nostalgia's sake and whatever the heck they find each other's passions, etc., etc. There's actual like relationship advice in this story, but that's the story part. Gameplay. You want to take gameplay, Brian? Or you want me to keep going?
You can keep going and I can interject.
Gotcha.
Actually, before you right there, Dr. Hakim got tired of him maybe by the second scene, and the daughter looks like looks like if Gollum was a female. I could not stand looking at his daughter.
Yeah, the daughter scared me. It looks like she was lifeless. Like I don't know, like there was something about the animation or something. The daughter was not. It was just weird. I don't. It was.
She
I felt
looks like
uncomfortable.
she eats other people's fingernails.
Yeah, like it was. It was really off. Like I don't know, something about it. It was just weird. She wasn't on screen much, but when she is like, is she okay?
Especially the very last scene. Like I caught the ending of one of you two, and she just literally looked like a doll that was kind of just walking around. You know,
like
there was no like. I realized that it's hard. I don't know. I don't want to say. I'm assuming that it's very difficult to really kind of give emotion to a character through their eyes. But like after playing, Detroit become human or whatever, there's standards now.
Yeah, there's a level of, and again, I'm sure they did what they did, or I'm sure they did what they could with what they had, or whatever the hell the saying is. But just her, it was just for me. It was just her. Everyone else animated fine. It's just like people would talk to her, and she would have there's no response. Like, yes, it's just big-eyed. And then she would say what she needs to say in a whispered voice and then walk away slowly. And then we're like, oh, okay, all right, I guess we're moving on to the next scene. And it was just weird. John said, what the dog doing? The dog? I don't know. But yeah, for me, Dr. Hakim, he, like Brian said, he wasn't annoying. So I'm like, let's get to the next, because I just wanted to keep playing. But in terms of like, he said some funny shit to me that I'm like, I had to laugh. And the way he performed, like, he's like, okay, come on, adios. Like that, first I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And then I'm like, since the characters hated him, I had to like him. Because I'm like, yeah, let's go. Fucking teach him how to be in a relationship, my guy. You gotta show the passion. Like all of that, I'm all about it.
I love the accent. Yeah. I thought that was a great, because they had, was like, I think the wife was British, or had a British accent, and then him having some Hispanic accent was just fantastic.
And Cody was just, I think, just a regular white dude. Just come on.
I kept mocking May when she say his name, because she'd be like, Cody.
Yeah, Cody.
Just like fucking drag it off.
Yeah. Oh shit. But we're not even gotten to the gameplay. So again, platforming co-op stuff. Each scenario or each like chapter, whatever, you have there's a theme to it. The platforming and the puzzles are pretty much centered around what theme it is. Like there's a chapter where you're going through a play castle, and you're literally playing as wizards and like tower knights and stuff, and the gameplay changes depending on the chapter. Like you're playing a Diablo-esque type of game in that chapter. You have was there an underwater? The magnet ones were fantastic. I think it was the snow globe one, if I'm not mistaken, where one of them has a positive polarity, the one has a negative one, and things like that. And they'll have puzzles where you have to learn to use, one character needs to push something away, so you use the polarity of the negative to push the I forgot what it was. The same ones, opposites attract. If it's the opposite polarity, you can pull stuff, and if it was the same one, you would push it. So you'd have to figure out puzzles in that way for that chapter. Then there's just chapters where most of it's just platforming or aiding in platforming, like the tool shed, like when you're going the vacuum chapter, and one of the characters has nails, the other one has what was May's weapon in that?
Which one was it? The squirrel arc?
No, when you're trying to fix a vacuum, Cody gets the nails to throw for her to swing on. She gets the hammer head.
Yeah, the hammer head. She can. And
then you use that to swing while you're like throwing a bunch of platforming things for her to swing on. I think that's for the most part. Is each chapter has they experiment with cooperation and cooperation, like just co-op game, collaborating puzzles and platforming, and each chapter is like a fresh air, like a different take on it. Like the B ones when you're like when I'm flying, there's a chapter where I'm flying some sort of shit through a tunnel, and May's having a literal like health bars come out fighting game while I'm trying to fly the thing they're fighting on, and it's like they let their creative juices fly.
I like that the ender for that, if you look at it, is almost the exact same animation for Street Fighter 4 Abel's Ultra.
Is that what it was? Yeah. Was it his Ultra? Because it looked like his grab. I'm like, that grab looks familiar.
Hits him, throws him up, and then comes down with the shoulder. That's one of his Ultras.
Gotcha. And I mean, each chapter was like done with such care. They experiment with co-op, which is co-op. This is like the new standard in co-op for me in terms of like, oh, you want to bring in like a loved one or something to play trial games. This is a great introduction. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Brian, but it's just great fun. The story's okay. Like, yes, you learn stuff about relationships along the way. But again, gameplay is king, and this thing, each chapter is just, okay, how are they going to experiment with this? How does this work? How does that work? None of the gimmicks stay long enough for you to get tired of it. As soon as you're like, oh, I'm a pro at this, you're done with it. Like, the story cuts there, you lose whatever you need, and now the next chapter starts, and it's a fresh new, oh, now we're doing it with magnets. Next one was, oh, the hammers and the nails thing. The other one, what was another one?
You gave me a gun once. With the B section, I get a gun.
You had the gun, that's right. If you were May, I think you had the gun. Yeah, May gets the gun. Another one.
What was your favorite mini game?
The mini. Oh, sorry. Thanks.
You mean the versus thing?
Yeah, the versus. I forgot to mention. There's also versus mini games along the story path where you can just go up against your partner and they compete against each other. There's a lot of them. We didn't do all of them. We did some of them. I like the winter one. It's an actual Olympic sport where you shoot what is it? Skiing?
No. Curling.
Curling.
Curling, yeah.
The curling. I like
where
that
you try
one.
to get it to the very edge of the ice.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite curling, but it's basically the same concept.
That's one of my favorites. I enjoyed that because that one I'm like, I gotta try to like do some math here to hit it with enough force for it to end. Like that was probably my favorite one.
I don't remember one that I was like game of the year. They're all like, oh, that's cool, and then I just deleted them from my brain. I kept going.
Gotcha.
The tanks one was cool, I guess. We have three hit points and you have to shoot each other.
That sounds like Mario Kart.
Tanks. Kind of, but not really.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know by including those little small mini games along the way. The dialogue's fantastic between the two characters. Like you get to learn more about their relationship, what they've done in the past not through like a bunch of cutscenes. Just as you're playing through it, they converse like with each other the same way like Uncharted 1 and 2, the Uncharted series. Like it's just constant bickering or quirks back and forth. So you learn about them as you play. You don't have to worry about like, oh, got to this place, just watch. Which there is some of that, but not enough where it's like, oh, move on. Like cut to the next scene. Brian, I don't know what it's. I've been talking for a lot about this, and it's getting to the gushing point. So, Brian, go for it.
I normally don't like puzzle games, right? I'm like, it's too much thinking. I feel stupid playing them. I usually avoid them.
Okay.
That being said, this is probably one of my favorite games of the year that I've played so far.
Yes.
Playing co-op and them emulating split screen, I don't know. It hits nostalgia in the correct way.
Yes.
Playing with a friend. So I play with a friend of mine that I met in 6th grade. So just sitting there playing like a co-op game and it's split screen. And it's just us just shit. Like we're both fucking bad at puzzles. So it's just us trying to figure it out and just laughing at the other one fucking up. It's just overall like a really good time. Mm-hmm. I played as May because the second I heard her accent, I was like, yeah.
That's awesome.
And it seems like it was made for me because she does the fighting in the fighting scene. They give her a gun.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I guess
She
music
sings
related. Yeah. It was just destined for me to play her. There's only some parts I'm like, I don't like the gimmick of this area, and that's the third chapter, the book thing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think
The
that's the
garden.
only one. When I think about it, I think that's the only one I'm like, I'll pass.
Well, because I mean, you don't share the
Everything else-
passion that he had, which was gardening. You shared the passion of May, which was the music stuff. So that's why you're like,
I don't
fuck
mind-
this, you know?
It's not that like. So the world of it was fine. Playing as May, her weapon did not feel fun at all.
The sickle, you didn't like hitting him with
No, and at the
infinite combos?
match, I had to hit like 17 times to kill one thing.
Yeah. You don't feel alive? I have
Not
no idea.
at all.
I played as Cody, so I have no idea how that felt.
Yeah, you turned into fucking Plants vs. Zombie things, and that was cool. And May was just like shitty sickle.
I guess that's
I
fair.
didn't like the sickle at all. The other sections I enjoyed. The time one, like I said, is probably the coolest one, especially the way you end that area.
Mm-hmm.
The game's gorgeous. The game, I like how it looks too.
Moon Baboon.
Yeah,
Fucking
the
fantastic.
elephant.
Yes, I'm sorry to cut you out. Fantastic side characters that you meet along the way, like the toys and stuff come to life and they're great. Moon Baboon's fantastic. The two taxi cabs. There's a French one and then like a New Yorker one that you meet in the garden one. Fucking amazing actual characters. The elephant was cute and that was a fucking dark.
good.
The squirrels were great too. Like it was the side characters. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, the little worlds within worlds for each section were all cool, pretty.
Imaginative,
I don't really
creative,
have any
like
complaints. The game was longer than I thought,
same.
but I never really felt like, all right, I just want to finish it.
Correct.
Like it was always refreshing as I kept playing the game.
And that's
Which is
again,
again, I don't like puzzles, but it kept me. It was so fun. You forget the puzzle game. It's just hey, a figure it out co-op game. It felt like.
I'm going to bed, bro. All right, Johan, thanks for watching, bro.
Yeah, that's all I can really say. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed the game.
Game of the year.
We're gonna be talking
not
about
game of the
it.
year, but it's worth mentioning.
It's not no. I'm giving it a game. Brian's quote game of the year that he asks everyone. Yes, this is definitely a top contender. This is
So should I answer yes if it's on my list?
Brian. You made the running gag. You're the one that keeps asking everyone a game of the year. So you answer how you need to answer, bro. You know.
It could.
How you gonna ask how you should answer with your own gag? Like,
Yeah, like-
He answered in a weird, in that the way that I usually when I mean it whoa. He
Don't get it.
He answered. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
He answered in a way that doesn't follow the way I expect people to answer for the gag. So that's
Got
why I'm
it.
like, well, what's the rules here?
Now for me, it's definitely we're gonna be talking about this at the end of the year.
Yeah, this is worth talking about. It could be a game of the year.
Perhaps we'll see. Returnals this
Game
year.
of the year worthy.
Yeah, I can give it
That's
that
also
too.
true.
Oof, all right. I mean, again, I give this a highly recommended. Comes highly recommended. Gameplay is king here, and it knows the pacing is great. They know each chapter here's a gimmick. It doesn't overstay its welcome. You on to the next chapter. You're back to learning what the gimmick is. You get through it. You master it, and then it's like, oh, you mastered it. Cool. We're moving on. You don't get bored of it.
The mechanics that stay throughout are fun. Movement in that game is really fun.
Yeah, it's very responsive. They don't care about he's in the middle of a back jumping. Yeah, he can just dash to the side. It's very Batman like responsive in terms of like moving around. I guess Batman would be a bad example. Like Shovel Knight, like old classic Mega Man games where there's no like momentum based platforming. It's classic fun, you know. Go ahead, Bron. I don't know if there was anything else. Okay.
I recommend this game for people who like puzzles.
Yes.
Or don't.
Or don't.
is it forced 2-player?
Yes.
Assuming so.
You
Yeah.
cannot play this game by yourself.
That's what I was gonna say. Make sure you have. I don't know how it'd be if you play with a random. Probably not as fun. Make sure you have someone to play. I think you and Shannon will probably actually enjoy playing this together.
I don't know. Shannon doesn't really have the motor controls to do the like looking and whatever.
Uh-huh.
One of the first games I ever made her play was Dark Souls.
You fucked up there. Why is that the first game you show her?
because we were dating and I was playing one of them, and I kept screaming like "fuck this game," I quit, and all you hear from the other room is hit retry to quit. And so I sat her down and made her play it one time.
That's that. You sent her into the deep end for real. You taught her
Yeah.
the way of Kelsey. It's like you start on hard mode. All right.
Exactly.
I think this game's simple enough that she'd be able to pick it up.
I think it would be too.
I
I
can
think
say
she'd
that
get the
she'd
hang
have
of
an
it pretty
easier
quick.
time in this. You would have less stress teaching her this game than playing Portal 2 with Anthony. So like, measure those two things.
That was pretty bad.
I was gonna say this game. Your enjoyment depends on how well you work together with the other person. So if you guys like, it can fall apart really quick because one slip up of one of you guys and you're at each other's throats.
That never happened with me.
It can be. That's what I'm saying. 'Cause I can see it. Like if let's say me and Kelsey played, and I fucked up a jump or he fucked up a jump, I'm on his ass on it. I'm gonna be making fun of him the whole way.
Ooh.
It was usually whenever someone fucked up, it was in a way that was funny. At least
Oh,
for my
okay.
playthrough. So
It
you know
was-
the part in the globe where you have to shoot those things that May can jump onto. that
Yes.
wall and they're
The ice
sliding?
wall.
That was a mess, but it was funny.
The polarity ones. You threw the endpoints and she has to like magnetize towards it. It's the best way for a person new to gaming to start hating games. Nah, if you work, this game is one of those like it's a great introduction because you learn a ton of different mechanics because each chapter is refreshing in that way. So I don't know. This is definitely one of those. Hey, you can play with them, and you're right there next to them, teaching them how to do it anyway.
I feel like the fact that
Dark
they have
Souls,
multiple chapters where they have different mechanics for each one, like even though it plays relatively the same the entire time,
Yeah,
you have different, like you said, it's like a puzzle. You know, you have different mechanics that work differently in each of the chapters. I feel like that's a great way to keep the person interested.
Yes.
Because you're not just, oh, okay, so all I have to do is mash this button 1,000 times and I'll finish the game. You know?
yeah.
It's an easy way. So normally, if you keep in puzzle games, you keep the same mechanic throughout. You have to be like, oh, how do we make this challenging? So now you're making that same mechanic, making a tough way to figure it out. With this always changing, you can always keep them basic level, and then they're like, oh, and it still rewards you, making you think you're the smartest person alive.
Yeah.
And that's why this excels is because, let's say like, maybe I don't want to bring Zelda into this, but like Zelda, you get more and more things. Granted, their dungeons are designed on whatever new item you got, but if this doesn't like, oh, you have the magnets and now you have the gun and now you have this, so you're not like in your head going, oh, what would work here? You have like two options.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out how those two options work. So it's simple stuff. You progress quickly. It's just the pacing's great. The gameplay feels great, and then it's that gameplay's king, and this thing's got it. So I highly recommend it. Brian, I don't know if you already answered or not, but
Yeah, I recommend it. Just make sure I can't speak with playing with a random.
yeah.
Play with like a loved one or just like a friend or someone you know, and it'll probably be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
As
What
long
is
as they
this
don't
on? Is it on
PC.
Steam?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on Steam, but Origin.
But it links to Origin.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
And you
not the
don't ha-
Apex
you don't-
treatment.
You don't both have to have a copy of the game. Someone can download the friend pass on Steam, and then the person who owns the game can invite you to play with them.
Correct.
Okay.
So I didn't buy it. I didn't have to.
I bought it because I wanted to support it. Because holy shit, it's definitely worth it.
Very fun time.
Okay. Now that we've finished just unbelievably selling that to everyone. Where do we go from here? I mean, I guess
That
Kelsey,
one place.
you can give us your take on Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man.
Yeah, dude.
First question.
What's up?
It's the same questions I asked Randall, but just to make sure he didn't miss anything. Does he say, you know what I mean, at any point in the movie? And is there at least one roundhouse in the movie?
There's not a roundhouse that I remember.
Damn, man, this movie's not.
I
Gonna be
think
that
he
great,
trips somebody with like a kick.
man. Okay.
Like he's like on the ground and then trips them, but I don't honestly remember. Because it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now since I've seen it. And I don't remember him saying what you just asked.
You know what I mean.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
He does have that like that demeanor the whole time. like for the most part, because he's
boss.
yeah, he's a boss. Like, I
Does
mean,
he talk
he's
with his
just
shoulders still? Does he still go? Does he talk like that? You
Brian
know,
just
no.
he just moves
This
his
is very
shoulders.
much more like him being like a mob boss type thing. I mean, he's just to the point, to get things done. Uh, People listen to him. The works. Like when he talks, the people that know him, when he talks, they shut the fuck up. Okay. Um,
You're trying to catch a
don't
round.
make.
they did an so they kind of play the movie out of order. They show parts, and then they'll have like flashbacks, and then they'll to give more information.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they do it is really well done. It's not like, oh, you know, I sniffed some chamomile tea and it reminded me of this thing. No, like there's like a point. Like everything. It's like a chaptered movie. Okay, like there's like 6 parts to it or something, and it like has like part 1 and part 2 and there's like a name for it. And they kind of go back and forth with some stuff, but for specific reasons. Like as information comes out, or that he like finds out something new, he'll like flash back and remember, and it give a little bit more context. Uh, the music is absolutely incredible. Like the parts that you want to get hyped for, you get hyped for because shit's going down. Um, some parts of it are kind of predictable because of the movie, the way the movie plays out. But for the most part, like you don't see some things coming until the very end. And Andy Garcia's in this, but I don't really remember what his role is for it.
Okay.
So I don't know that they ever really. I don't know if Randall can chime in on this, but I don't think they ever really explained who he's playing. So,
Do you remember, Randall, who Andy Garcia was playing? If his role was
I don't remember who Andy Garcia is.
one of the bad guys from Ocean's 11.
From who?
Ocean's 11. He's Terry Benedict.
He's
in
in the
Ocean's
second
11?
Pink Panther movie.
He's looking.
he's the one in the movie that's like talks to Jason Statham's character. Like Jason Statham works for him.
Oh no, he's yeah, I don't remember if they mentioned it, but either he works for the feds or he works for the CIA.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it sounded the way that he like the few, because he's only in there a couple of times, and the way that he talks, it makes it sound like he's part of some sort of police force, and because he's like, I can only look the other way for so long, is one of his lines, and so
Okay.
I'm assuming that he's part of some sort of task force.
Okay, that makes sense.
All of it is really well done. The movie is awesome. I highly recommend going and watching it. It's pieced together great. The music's great. The acting's great. There was never really a time that I can remember that the like characters did stupid shit for no reason. Like intelligent characters making dumbass decisions. Like all of it was for a reason. So
Okay, that sounds good. So it sounds like you had the action sequences were great. Story wrapped up nicely.
yeah, story wrapped up great. The action sequences were great. I don't remember the action sequences having anything that's like, I mean, some of it's kind of unrealistic with some of like the body armor and things that some people are wearing, but all in all, I mean, I think the whole thing is just fantastic.
Dope. Okay, that's 2 for 2. I really got to go watch this.
Me too.
You should. It is definitely worth at least one watch.
I was definitely gonna give it one watch because it's Guy Ritchie. I've been watching almost all his films because I love Guy Ritchie. He's a great director. So, I just like his movies. So I was gonna watch it. I just bumped this up, in the backlog. Okay, cool. That's dope. Nice and sweet. Brian, I guess we'll end it with Mare of Easttown, and we'll bump everything else to next week. So it's already getting to that time. Alrighty then. So, Brian, let him know. Mare of Easttown. Run him through an overview here.
All right, so boom, you follow. What was her name? I don't even remember her name. Her first name was Mare, right?
Yeah.
She's a sergeant in the police force in some town in, was it Chicago? Where do they eat a lot of Philly cheese?
No,
Philly.
it's from Philly.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of Philly cheesesteaks.
Me?
Oh my
I
god.
meant to say cheesesteaks, but
Ryan,
then my mind told me where.
have you
as I was
told
like,
your cheesesteak story on this podcast?
I want to say I have, but I don't honestly
the two
remember.
different places in one night then?
Well, there's a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah.
than that, but yeah, that's
That's
the
it.
main one.
He told us
Okay.
that one.
Okay, we're good. That's
So to sum it up, I had 11 cheesesteaks in the 2 or 3 days that I was up there.
Jesus.
But the one, I think I told you guys the one where at 11:30 at night I ordered a foot long cheesesteak, sat down and ate it, and then walked right across the street and did it again between
Holy-
Gino's and Pat's.
I don't know how you didn't have a
dude,
fucking.
he's a
World-
fucking man.
World
That's a
War
man in that chair over
III.
there.
World War III
You don't get to
fucking
look
scene
this sexy
in the bathroom.
taking care of yourself, okay?
That's a goddamn man.
Holy shit. One day I'll be there. You know? Cool. All right, Brian, go for it.
Right, so boom, we followed in Philly. A
Yes.
Philly police officer, a sergeant, I think she was.
Detective.
Don't
Private
yeah,
detective.
detective sergeant. I think so. I feel like the word sergeant's in there.
Detective
I'm feeling
sergeant, you got it right.
Okay. Philly police force. I don't remember which town, but Easttown. I'm so stupid.
Brian, like it's in the title. What are you doing? You want me to go? Want me to do it over you?
Oh my god. The detective sergeant in Philly. Town is Easttown. Her name's Mare. I don't remember her last name.
Okay.
And apparently
There's not her
I
last name?
got 10,000 steps according to my Fitbit.
You just how? You've been sitting down for the past
I
3
don't know.
hours.
I guess I was passionately moving my arm.
Okay.
Yeah, you go for it. I'm remembering the key points, and that's it.
Okay, so yes. Mayor of Easttown is from the detective sergeant who was in Easttown. She, in the start of the shows, it was in the middle of investigating a missing girl, which hasn't been panning out for who knows how long. In the midst of getting a bunch of like public backlash, like, oh, you guys aren't doing shit. The police department is trash. Another girl goes missing, or is her body found? I forgot if it's.
She's found.
She's found, yeah. Her dead body's found, and now it starts stacking up against this police department. So now she's in charge of doing or figuring the shit out, while also they were assigned an FBI assistant to help her figure it out because she wasn't making headway with the previous one, and now this is happening, and they don't want like a serial killer thing happening. So this show is a seven episode miniseries. So there's no like follow up season. This is all nicely wrapped into one little season of murder mystery of who done it, who's in, what's happened. One, what happened to the missing girl in the beginning, and who's doing these murders for the little girls. And that's basically the plot without spoiling it. And I don't want to spoil it because it was actually
it's flipped. It's one murder and the other ones are.
it's a missing one. Yeah, that's what I said. We had to figure out.
No, you said it flipped. So you said it was multiple murders.
There was multiple murders throughout the show. Was there not?
Not the way you said it.
Oh,
Did either of you actually watch this?
I sure did. Brian can't just remember where Philly cheesesteaks are from. All right, I know where they're from.
I didn't even know she went to Publix.
They're from
or not.
Texas.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the thing. It's a murder mystery. If you like your murder mystery, this is paced really well. It's not like the HBO's The Outsider, because that one had like a supernatural element to it. This is like nothing weird happening. It's just a good old, detective going through it, asking the people the right questions, looking for like cracks in their armor, like in their who's lying, whose story doesn't add up. Very fulfilling show. The arc is great. 7 episodes, an hour-ish each. He can run through it. Performances are fantastic. A bunch of characters that they juggle, and they do a decent job of like filling you in on their history. The show does a great job of making you suspect literally a table, so anyone can have done it before you figure out who actually does it, which I not a lot of murder mysteries can actually do without looking cheesy in some way, I guess. This one's like, oh, this guy can actually be the end, or this person or this girl could have done it. They do a good job of making everyone a suspect. So you're kind of in Mare's headspace of anyone could have fucking done it. The twists end up like, yo, this is definitely a small town because literally everyone knows each other in a way where it's kind of scary. And that kind of plays into the story, the overarching story, and a little bit of the investigation as well. Cast is fine. Kate Winslet, that's the main.
Kate Winslet, yeah.
Perfect.
They actually have
Survivor.
some decent names in it.
No, they
Survivor of the Titanic.
Yeah. They all perform great in the show. So performance is great. Well written as well. There's a bunch of quirks back and forth that are, I don't know, some of them feel like they're ad lib and they hit well. Great dramatic
Better
scenes.
pizza?
I think there's some good pizza there. And then great dramatic scenes, great like quick comedy quips, like dialogue that comes in and it hits. There's not a lot of like downtime of like, oh, let's have like a picnic episode because there's only 7 episodes. It's a mini series. I got to get through it. So it's not a lot of like downtime. There's just a lot. It's just more and more stress for her, the character, and on the town and on the viewer because more shit starts getting crazier and crazier. And you're like, who the fuck did this? Like, you know? So I highly recommend it for people who like murder mysteries or detective shit. Like, it's not like really LA noir kind of stuff, but it's still like that detective going around figuring shit out, clues, questioning people, you trying to guess who it is before it actually, you know.
So not quite the same, but is it like NCIS or Criminal Minds, or is it more of a very focused just on the one crime for the episodes?
Oh no, it's one problem throughout the whole series. It's not like this.
Okay.
It's not like a day in the life. This is the problem, and it takes her the 7 episodes for the whole thing to unfold.
So it's like playing Clue.
Yeah, you get introduced to more and more suspects and stuff, and you're like, yo, any of these fuckers could have done it. So you get to, for me personally, I'm like, they could point at a dog and be like, yo, this is he did it, and I'd be like, you're right, because I have no idea how detectives do their work.
Now I kind of want to watch this, see if I can guess it before the end.
And there's like multiple things you have to guess because there's like the murders and then the disappearance, and they're sort of linked, but not really. And then they start throwing curveballs at you, and you're like, oh wait, every new like evidence or any sort of like development in the case, you're like, fuck, I don't know who it is anymore. And it's like that's me personally because I can't be a detective. But if you love doing that stuff, this is a great show to do it. Because it's not, again, 7 little episodes, 7 hours, and you're done with it. Brian, you can give your take on it now. That
It was alright. It starts strong.
Mm-hmm.
It starts strong, and then you're like, show me who it is, like, by the end of it.
You think it's overstayed its welcome?
Like, they do a good, like you said, good job. Every time they introduce a character and the scene ended, I was saying out loud jokingly, they killed her. Every time they put a new character out. They do a good job, like, oh, it helps you, it makes you not trust anyone. They do a good job of that, right? The acting themselves, like, per character, like, the performances, good job, like you said. They'll be like, hey, this scene shows... Like they advance the story for the case to a point where like, oh, well, I want to see more, and then they give me something I don't care about, and then they come back, oh, but then did this person do it? Something you don't care about, and I just kept feeling like, yo, just finish this shit and then keep going in this story.
Okay, let me cut you off there. So I forgot to mention that it's not always the detective work; it's Mare's personal life too, which is wrapped up in the town of Easttown. Because everyone knows each other.
Okay.
There's a bunch of drama happening in her back life. So it's like the day job is the detective stuff, and by night she's dealing with her own shit. And it alternates that way, which is probably the stuff Brian says he doesn't give a shit about, which is her personal shit.
So I like there's a certain aspect of her personal life that I'm like, go into this more, but they barely go into that part and they focus on shit I don't care about.
Okay.
So I felt like mid-episode intermission filler. I'm like, no. So, who killed her?
Get it out of there.
Yeah, grab that, get the period, get it out of there,
out of
squish it. Dracula.
Yeah.
It also felt like she wasn't even a detective, and what I mean by that is every new revelation came from someone else telling her something.
So
Like
you don't think the detective was actually being a good detective?
No, she's finds some things like, hey, bullet trajectory, or like she'll have like a aha moment, but everything else is people random like, hey, oh this, and she's like, we gotta look into it, and then after that, someone was like, oh now, 3 episodes in, now I gotta tell you this specific thing. Oh, well, then that means this person can be it. Let's look into it. Next episode, I got something to tell you, Mare.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they're doing her job for her.
It's a bunch of secrets upon secrets upon secrets, and I mean, you can only do so much with secrets, and that's what they kind of lean on.
Yeah, it's literally just he said, she said, but we're gonna say she's a detective.
It's a small town, Brian. Anyone's a detective.
The other thing is, you know how like the part that for these detective shows or whodunits is like the characters are cool, and usually they're not idiots, right? It's like they have their personality or their little arc thing, and you get something out of it. Oh, it might be this person. Like you read into it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it feels like the town's full of idiots. How should I go further? Everyone's just stupid. I feel like everyone's just stupid. A lot of the show could have been prevented if people weren't stupid.
Is this like they're actually dumb, or is this the intelligent people making stupid
It's a lighter.
Probably
decisions?
Probably that. There's people who are being like there's actual like consequences to their stupid decisions. That you would think, hey, I'm in this situation. What would be the last thing I should do? I'm not gonna do it. Here, they're like, I want to avoid suspicion, so I'm gonna do something that points it at me, even though I wanted to avoid the suspicion.
This will turn out great for me.
It's like, let me shoot somebody in the face in front of them and go, and then throw the gun and be like, that wasn't me.
There's a spy here.
People are gonna suspect me if I do this. Does it?
Prime suspect is.
Yeah. So many people could have been, their lives would have been better in these 7 episodes if they just took an extra second to think about it. The parts that I did care about, I wish they dived into more. There's some questions not related to the case that I want, or there's some parts it's like, oh, this person's doing this. This is interesting. They should dive into it. How's Mare doing? And then they just never come back to it.
I mean, it's in the title, Brian.
The first half of the show was like, yo, I'm fully in. Let's get it. But then the interest or like the hold it has on me starts to dwindle once I realize, is she actually a detective, or is she a doctor like Dr. Pepper's a doctor?
Let's get a good reference.
I think it's all right. It's something to watch. It's only 7 episodes. I guess 7 hours of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll know at least within the halfway point how much you care about this show. If you like whodunits, give it a try. If you like great acting, give it a try. If you like the lady who survived the Titanic, give it a try.
Kate
about
Winslet,
Quicksilver?
Brian. Jesus. And Quicksilver, he does a great job in this too.
I know her name, but for people who don't know her name.
Got
There's
it.
no as the reason Leo died.
Yes.
Then
That's a better name.
yeah.
Because they both could have fit on that fucking plank. But whatever. We're not going to discuss that.
Somebody actually did the math for it. Like, there's a whole thing where they're like, they did the physics and math and everything for it, like the size of the door and or the debris that they were on and how much they probably weighed and everything else.
And they checked out that he would have survived, right?
I don't honestly remember what the actual outcome was.
Okay. I know my dude died from
Twist,
nothing.
he's
I
a
know it.
merman.
All right.
I think it was that he would have been out of the water. They both would have been out of the water enough. They could have both survived. Because, like, I mean, even if you have your feet partially submerged, you're still out of the water for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than having from the chest down being submerged.
Right. Okay.
I don't recommend this to everybody. It's just I think if you have a niche interest in similar things that I mentioned, give it a try. But it was okay.
I'm gonna go on the opposite. I recommend it to anyone. It's too short of a show to not recommend it to everyone. If it was like a 3-season shit, then maybe. 7 episodes. Anyone you have free time, go watch this.
Who has time for a 4-hour movie? You should put it into a 26 episode, thing that I can binge watch over, an 8-hour period.
Yeah, like that blows my
Watch
mind.
an hour movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we did this year. Snyder Cut.
I don't watch that
I
yet.
actually really enjoyed the longer movies. Like I was like,
I do
I feel
too.
like this
I love longer
is going
movies.
to be one of those that it could be where you're just like, oh, fuck, is it going to end? But it never was. Like I kept looking. Like most of the time I didn't even realize like how far I was into it, and then I looked and I was like, Jesus Christ, I still have a long way to go.
Oh no, that's something I don't do watching any movie, because nowadays we're cursed with, oh, we can just move the mouse and see how much we have left. I hate that, because then I can at that point I can guess what's happening with the allotted time. So when I hit play, that's it. I hate pausing. I just play, boom. If you had to go take a piss, you should have done it beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point of a cinema. Like, back in the day, you sat down in that cinema thing and you watched it. It doesn't stop for you. So nowadays, we're kind of like, yes, it's nice that we can watch it on demand, but that to me, I sound like a snob. But now to me, it's like, oh, we can just pause a film. That you're just a detriment, in my opinion.
The plus to me for watching things digitally like that, I can skip intros. Is the only reason that I move my mouse or anything. I don't have 3. You know how much time you save? And the thing is, like with animes, they give you the whole plot. Oh, what's this show about? Just watch the intro.
There's a lot of shit. Yeah, the characters you haven't yet to meet. Them doing moves.
Shout out to Fleabag. The intro's 2 seconds at most.
Well, I mean, then
Scrubs, hello. Like
no, I don't think you understand, Kelsey. Fleabag is literally, before you can finish reading the word Fleabag, they're back in it.
Yeah, Invincible's the same way.
It's
like
shorter.
he's
shorter than
invincible, and then they move on.
It's
shorter than Invincible. Fleabag is like at most 3 frames, and you hear like
you
a
get
drum.
like maybe 2 blinks in, and then it's done.
It goes shows. It says Fleabag, guitar riff out of nowhere goes away.
It's really quick. And same with Mare of Easttown. I'm surprised Brian didn't applaud it. It just says Mare of Easttown and like
yeah,
and
true.
it moves on. There's no music shit. It's just
It
Mare of
doesn't
Easttown.
stop the show to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with that. That's how Mr. Robot did it.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Mr. Robot. Thought about rewatching that, but I got too much shit to do.
yeah, I really can't stand.
Here. I like the things before the show starts, like where it tells you what happened previously. I always watch those things.
Oh no, those are fine. I'm cool with that. We're talking about the intro. Like, you don't watch anime. Shit. Like, did you watch like Daredevil on the Netflix show? Or,
Yeah. Oh, that
Like
crazy ass long intro in Game of Thrones.
And
The
like Game of
5-minute
Thrones.
intro
Yeah.
shit. Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Always skip. I have to love the intro, like the song, to sit through it.
Same.
Cowboy Bebop,
I don't sit through those. No.
Cowboy
You're
Bebop, I
right.
can never. The Deuce season 1, I always listen to it.
Yeah.
Narcos Anthony, the intro, I never skip.
Okay.
I really can't stand it. Like you said, unless the music's like really good and there's a reason. Like Samurai Champloo, I watched the intro for that one because it's baller. Okay,
Yes.
but then you get like
Do animes have 5-minute intros on 20-minute shows?
some of them do, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Like it has like, if you're lucky, it's only the first 5 minutes. It's not like, oh, they have some stuff and then they have the intro. But there's some that it literally takes for fucking ever, and you're just like, I don't care, fucking move on.
Yeah.
Leech used to show you snippets of the episode you're about to watch before the episode starts. I'm not even
Yeah.
It would show you things, and sometimes when it did the previously on, it was literally 5 solid minutes of shit you already seen.
Like Yu Yu Hakusho's intro is somewhat long, but I really enjoy the music, and I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. Like listening to it, I'm just like, yeah, man, just rocking out to it.
I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah, for me, normally Fleabag, everyone who worked on that show, Thank you, specifically.
Absolutely. Fleabag is...
Because I also always joke about random guitar solo into something so that they heard me somehow. And they're all British. So it was just layers of thank you.
yeah. God, that was a wonderful show.
Game of the year.
Yeah. Nick, have you seen Fleabag?
It's on my list. You guys
Sounds-
suggested it to me previously.
Yeah, go watch Fleabag. It's only 2
I think
seasons.
you'll like it. When you were talking about dumb shows earlier, I wanted to interject. If you want to it's dumber than what he said because that's not a real thing. I think he was just high. Um, Trailer Park Boys, and I forget what the other one is. And It's Always Sunny does a good job of always being stupid, but it's still funny.
I can't get into It's Sunny because they're just fucking assholes, man.
There's parts
I
that
don't like
annoy
that.
me. There's parts
I
that
don't like
annoy
that.
me because they're just fucking dickheads.
Yeah,
But it's
I don't
always
like
like
that.
they win me back by how stupid they are after.
Nah, I don't like that. That's why I could never get into It's Sunny.
I heard that this is also similar to stuff like The Office and Parks and Rec, where they're like season 2 is where because they bring in Danny DeVito in season 2, and he makes the show 1,000 times better with it. I don't know if it still follows the same the same plot where they're just assholes, but everybody that I've talked to is like season 2 when Danny shows up is amazing.
That's when everyone's even more of an asshole.
Is
It's
it?
after he's in there, yeah. There's an episode.
So anyway, I started shooting.
So I started
I don't know.
blasting.
I guess I'll do the spoiler because it's 15 seasons and this is in season 2 or 3. We find out that's not their real dad, Danny DeVito. It's someone else. Their mom dies and leaves all the money to their actual dad because she hates Danny DeVito.
Oh, wow.
So they get together. Dee, the daughter, who gets nothing for the will. She says nothing because you're a disappointment. You were a mistake. And she's like, but me and Dennis are twins. How am I a mistake? So her and Danny DeVito pretend that they're getting married so that the other dad will give them the money he inherited.
What the
So
hell?
they become assholes like that, and then when that gets figured out, they just go to her corpse or her grave and rob her body. So it's like, what the fuck am I watching? But it's funny.
Jesus.
Okay. Oh, all right. So we wrapped up on the Mare of Easttown. Let's wrap this thing up.
I'm good with that.
We'll come back next week with the rest of our stuff. Notable releases this week. We have Sea of Thieves, the expansion with Johnny Depp's character in Pirates. It's called A Pirate's Life. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, the 3 or 4 player RPG, action RPG, is coming out this week. It looks pretty fun. The remake of Alex Kidd in Miracle World has been redone. It's new sprites. It looks great. It's an really old school game. I don't know where it first aired or released on, but they remade it. Speaking of remakes, we have Legend of Mana that remaster is coming out this week as well. It's an action RPG, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Co-op is who is
It's one of the greatest action RPGs ever.
It's co-op too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one he
So I
told us.
don't know if they've changed the way that the co-op works because it was a little like it worked. You could play co-op, but the way that it worked, you couldn't really adjust anything on the secondary player's character, like when you bring them in, which was a little weird. Like they would get skills and levels and that kind of stuff, but you couldn't like replace their weapon and a couple of other things. And it was kind of wonky. I don't know if they fixed that. I don't know if it's going to be like an online co-op thing where like if I own it and one of you own it, you wanted to play, that we could like join or something. But you know, what's the Parsec exists?
Yeah,
so.
but do you think that would be public knowledge now? How the co-op would work if it's coming out this week?
Apparently, nobody knows shit about how the co-op is going to work or how the new stuff is going to work.
That's a troublesome
because
something there.
You know, it was originally released for the PlayStation, for the original PlayStation, and now it's being released for the PC and everything. And
all modern.
So
stuff.
PC, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. So
nice. Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out this week then how it works. People will definitely publish it. And then we have the Mario Golf game we talked about earlier. Super Rush comes out this week on Nintendo Switch. For movies, we have the next Fast and the Furious movie. F9 comes out this week. It's about family.
Nick's excited.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
baby.
It's time to watch some trash on screen and
Hell
love every
yes.
second of it.
My man.
Yeah, we've watched every single one, so and I'm not stopping.
I
so
love those movies so much, but I'm not gonna admit that they're not bad.
Yeah,
Like they're absolutely bad.
Yep.
It's just entertainment.
Yep.
It is just entertainment, man. Just watch it and enjoy it.
Mhm.
You don't need realism. Just watch fucking shit exploding and people beating each other up and family. One
Family.
last job.
We'll do it one more time. Family. Anyway, that was my terrible Vin Diesel impression.
Good enough.
For music this week, we got Doja Cat releasing another project, and same with Tyler the Creator. We have stuff to watch, listen to, and play.
Oh, baby.
There's I don't know if it's just a singer or if that's the name of the whole band, but someone named Hiatus Coyotes releasing music, and they're really good. If you like smooth kind of R&B, female singy, kind of jazzy kind of song music,
Okay.
I recommend her music. I don't know if this is gonna sound like that.
I
but from what
really
heard
wanted
from
him
her-
just to keep going. Like, if you really enjoy, her singing
Bluegrass
really
metal.
smooth, jazzy R&B, hip hop, funky fresh disco, like
Metal,
this is perfect
hardcore.
for you.
Yeah.
like iTunes and Spotify. I think you'll like her.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget Bandcamp.
If you own a Zune, you'll definitely enjoy this.
Oof. All the
Zune's
MP3s.
underrated piece of hardware.
I mean, I'm right there with you. Hold to MP3s. Don't we all want that?
It's also like a third of the price of what an Apple iPod was.
Yes, sir. But they found a way to just sell them with the brand. It's revolutionary. You
do this,
you do this,
but
and
in
then,
white or black.
Oh, and look how thick this is. Our next one, thinner, same hard drive space. Oh, and you can still do this. Hey, and now we remove the buttons on the top. Everything's just one click. Spin and click in the middle like a pie. Don't you like pizza? Buy the new Apple iPod. And then you're like, yeah, I love pizza. Give me one.
Only $653.
That's a pricey pizza. Anywho, that's it for the week. Let's wrap up here. What we doing this week? Randall, I think you did a great job of keeping the internet alive from your phone. What are you doing this week?
Work, gym, art,
Yep.
games, prayer.
Oh shit, he's got 2 weeks in a row. That man's one with the Lord.
Yeah.
Nick.
What games are you looking into playing?
What's up?
Oh, hold on. Brian got some follow-up questions.
All right. Tell Randall to speak up because he can't hear him.
Get into that mic, bro.
Tekken, probably play a little bit of Returnal because I haven't played in a while, and probably start Ratchet and Clank.
That's what I was going to do last week. And then something else happened. Nick,
What's up, bro?
what are you streaming this week?
Not streaming anything, dude.
You're a liar. I saw you. You have a hidden account.
I don't stream.
He used to stream League, I believe.
I did.
I'm a journalist.
Yeah, not streaming anything. I'll play a few League games with some friends. Nexus Blitz is out.
You playing that Pirates Life?
I will probably play some of that.
Okay, look at that. We're going to get a Sea of Thieves review next week. Let's go.
Yeah,
Nexus
buddy.
Blitz, the mobile one.
No, Nexus Blitz is a game mode,
I see.
like League of Legends game mode,
I see.
Nice.
like a fun mode.
Do you play what's the
ARAM.
no, the one where you like pick the characters and then they fight on the board?
Oh, an auto
TFT.
battle.
TFT.
The auto
Team
battle.
Fight Tactics?
TFT.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I play
Yeah.
that with friends when I'm invited.
Nick, do you play that at all?
No, I did, but I don't usually have people to play with, so.
I mean, let me know if I'm free and I'm not playing Strive and being hard looking at Milia. I'll play with you.
But yeah, I'll
You
play
can
some
do
League, a little bit of League with some
both.
friends. Releasing a product at work, so fight that.
Godspeed. I know that's
Godspeed.
yeah, that's stress right there. That's a challenge
Yep.
stress. Okay.
Yep. So that's my week.
Kelsey,
What's up?
what you got this week? What you streaming?
So Wasteland 3, still gonna try and shoot for Thursdays. After class with my buddy. Probably doing some Gunfire Reborn got an update. They released a new character and a new mode, and then redid the skill tree or the talent tree,
Okay.
and it's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I've heard good
Um,
things about that.
So they released their first female character for Gunfire Reborn, and she's really awesome. I think she's more of like a skill based class than a weapons class. And I think a lot of people use her as like melee or maybe snipers. I forget which one.
Those are
Or
radically
maybe
different
both.
stuff.
Like you can
Okay.
you can build any of them kind of however you want. Some of them have some things that are like better geared towards certain scrolls and stats and that kind of stuff than others. But
Okay.
you know, if you get the scrolls, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Inferno.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Probably be playing that some this week with Adam and Llama and a couple of other people. So
Nice.
see how it goes. Still
So
doing
sweet.
Krav, still doing BJJ, Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
probably about it.
Brian, what is you doing this week?
Tomorrow I gotta finish up the second song of the month.
Okay.
Wednesday we're playing some.
Wednesday?
And
No,
then-
but that no Wednesday. Wednesday's
At
our
all?
fourth. Yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming Wednesday. 4-year anniversary with the little lady.
Congrats, dude.
It's not Wednesday yet.
Thank you. I got so mad. Go ahead.
That's funny.
Wednesday, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Someone wants to do something, I'll be like, hey, let's load it up. You feel me?
Okay.
And then Thursday, more music stuff and helping a friend set up their they had a new mic and setup for audio, so I want to help them with that.
Oh,
I
Jamie
did
got a
that
new mic?
Wednesday. No. He's banned. He's banned from getting anything else from me for mic setup. I've done it 17 times already for him. He hasn't fucking learned a thing.
Oh man.
Friday, Fight Night Fridays are probably still gonna be a thing. We're a friend of mine did in their Discord server. We're trying to do like for giggles just to see where everyone stands. We were gonna do a round robin to see who's the best in the server.
Ooh.
Potentially, I don't know if it's gonna be this Friday
What game is
for
this?
Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty. Nice.
I
Are
don't
you
know
gonna
if
stream it?
Yeah.
I will
I don't know if
absolutely watch that.
if we do it on Friday, I'm streaming it. Because some people aren't available on Fridays, or maybe it'll be next Friday, so I haven't gotten like a which Friday it will be. But if it's on a stream day for me, I will stream it.
Just stream it
Sweet.
regardless. If you're there, stream it. Period.
Yeah, but what if?
Well, what if it's a
Well,
different?
what if
day?
ands or buts?
That's it.
Yeah,
I wasn't
like-
gonna
No
follow-
coconuts.
It makes no sense.
I wasn't gonna follow that. I was just gonna say, but what if, and then move on. But yeah, I'm most likely gonna be streaming it regardless, and most likely I'm gonna be playing that. If I'm not invited to anything, if I forget Persona 5 exists,
Strive.
I'm most likely gonna be playing Strive.
Gotcha. That's fair.
Friday, I said Friday. That's literally how we started this. I don't think I have anything planned for the weekend, so good chance
Strive.
either Persona or Strive. Yeah.
Got it.
Or I don't know if you're gonna get that Dark Alliance game on launch or not, because that's something we can also do.
It's on Game Pass. We have it.
So I don't know if you're gonna install it on Game Pass.
I just have to install it. We could try it out.
And let me know.
Is that
Yeah,
the D&D game?
That's a D&D game, the action RPG. So I mean, we could. I don't know how many. I don't know how many players. So I'm not gonna say 3 or 4 because I don't know the player count yet.
Let's look.
Players.
Dark.
no, someone else look. Someone else look.
Single player and multiplayer.
But it doesn't give you a number. We can figure it out later.
Yeah, I'll probably install that, and I don't know if Anthony's ever gonna play State of Decay 2 with me specifically again, but I'll probably install that.
Next time I'll
It
launch
says
it.
so on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It says the multiplayer mode will allow for online co-op for up to 4 players.
Let's go.
Does that say during the trailer or during the release?
I'm still upset. Like every time we talk about this, like I just get triggered and get pissed off at the at that. Like it really pisses me off.
I think every time I'm gonna launch it up on my PC, I'll message you on Discord. But sometimes I just play on my couch because the cross progression for State of Decay.
Yeah.
So
Also, side note, I am playing Legends of Mana this week because like it's probably my favorite game of all time. Like it is an incredible, the story, the game, the gameplay, everything about it is amazing. It had so much in a single game, and I'm super excited for this.
you should stream that with Adam. Didn't you play it with Adam?
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing that, but you know his bitch ass doesn't wake up until 4 a.m. So
What? He doesn't wake up until 4 a.m.?
yeah, he goes to sleep and then he wakes up like 2 days later. So
Oh, I thought you were telling me he has like a night shift or something. Like I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell does he do?
No.
I thought he
I gotta
develops.
message Matt and see if Matt plays it too, Nick, because I don't remember.
Yeah, mascot. He might.
That's
Yeah.
weird because you said Matt and I know someone named Matt, so I thought you knew each other somehow, and I was like, what the fuck?
Small world. This is Easttown.
I hope not.
Oh shit. Okay. I think that's it for you, Ryan. Just stream that round robin.
Yeah,
That's content.
so-
Don't be dumb.
So Wednesday is a free bingo slot.
Yeah, it's a free slot for you
Thursday,
guys.
helping friend with
Mike.
audio stuff and probably working on music. Friday, Strive, regardless of round robin. It's fight night day. Unless somehow someone messages me, Skullgirls question mark, it's probably gonna be Strive.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
And then the weekend is just whatever
Skullgirls,
happens.
question mark? Want to play some Skullgirls, bro?
Oh
I will
shit.
literally look in your library in Steam, and if you send that to me without having it, I'm blocking you.
I mean, he can technically share the library with Kelsey. He can load it up because Kelsey owns it.
He's
I
not
do.
gonna do that. He already said his rules. I think he sticks
Those are
by his
facts.
word.
Yeah, he's a
He's
man.
a
Of,
stick by his
principle.
word kind of guy.
Yep.
He's a man of principle.
Yep.
If I ain't got my word, what do I got, bruh?
Skullgirls on sale.
Nah.
Alrighty.
I'd rather have Skullgirls via LAN.
Hey Anthony,
Yes, sir.
what are you doing?
Oh, this week, I'm gonna continue playing Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. It's my current Metroidvania kick before the new Metroid comes out. And Wednesday taking off, not gonna be streaming. Thursday. Oh, it is Thursday. We finished It Takes Two. Holy shit. I don't know Thursday, so I'll figure it out. But definitely Cursed or Monster Boy tomorrow, and then on Thursday we'll sort it out.
Clearly, you can buy Legends of Mana and play that.
I mean, I'd be down to try it out. It's just it's like a JRPG though. It takes like 20 hours to finish, or 30 hours.
I don't honestly remember because there's like a lot of stuff packed into this game.
That's
I mean,
what-
you actually get
when
to
Favorite
you,
game.
What?
do what?
I said I thought it was your favorite game.
Oh,
It's been a long time since I've played. But yeah, I mean, like you actually kind of sort of control the story because you get to you find these items and you get to place them down and they become places you can go. Like you control the map and everything. And so they have like, you find all these different items and you place them down, and then depending on where you place them, you'll get story for different things, unlock different quests, get out different items.
so that's not a quick game. I have backlog, my guy. So if you're introducing another 30-hour game, that's going to the bottom of the backlog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking more like 80 hours, but we'll go with 30.
Oh
Don't make
shit!
your backlog look like mine, Anthony.
Yeah, I've been slowly chipping away at it. So, what was I going to ask you? Oh, Kelsey,
up?
for the Legend of Mana thing, it depends if they did revamp that co-op stuff, then it'll probably go up on the backlog. But if it's the same as before, then I might just keep it at the bottom. So yeah, I don't. That's the schedule for the week. And then the weekend, I'm not going to be streaming anything. And that's it for this episode of the ADLR Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got more for you next week. Same time, same
Found more
place.
enthused.
Oh, this is my sexy talk. You didn't know. This is how I get all the. This is how I get them all coming back. You know. Anywho, that's it. Thank you guys for watching live here. And if you're not watching live and you're listening to it on the podcast services, almost every single one that exists, or YouTube, thanks for watching. Come back next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Smash that like button.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
I didn't know what that was.